Howdy, everyone. Welcome again to another Hangout. How's everyone doing? I hope you're having a good day. I see we have a few people hanging out already in chat, so let's see who's out there. Hey, Duff, how are you? And HC and Non-Fam, how are you out there? Hey, Sergio, how are you? Who else is out there? That's all we have. We have 6 people watching. Well, if you're on Facebook, please like. If you're on YouTube, like and follow, please. And if you're on um, Twitch, follow, and if you'd like to subscribe. We all have somebody hanging out. Hey, Kate, how are you? Let's see who's already hanging out there. Matt, old
Hey,
faithful. I
everybody.
like old faithful. You're always on time. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm
Good.
pretty good. A little bit tired
Oh,
now.
by the way, we have to do something in one moment. 1 second. Let me bring in Jerry. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy
Oh,
Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
no, it's more than that. It's Matt's birthday today. Hey, Chris.
Hello, everybody in chat. How
Hey,
are you
Nick.
doing?
Matt is happy. Man, one more trip around the sun. Matt, how are you?
Yeah.
What did you do to celebrate your birthday?
Uh, do 3D printing. Yeah.
That's a good way to celebrate. I do that all the time too. So everybody in chat.
We wanted to go out for a meal, but then I didn't feel so well earlier, and she didn't feel so well, so we stayed in and we got a takeaway.
Cool.
And
So
yeah,
everyone say happy birthday to Matt, please. Everybody in chat say happy birthday to Matt.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Matt. Happy birthday to you.
I won't sing. I like to keep those who are actually hanging out with me. I want to keep them around. I don't want to scare them all away. So it's a nice quiet birthday then. How old are you?
you don't know.
Come on. How old are you?
44.
He's 44.
44.
So for Matt's next birthday, he needs a walking frame and a
Probably.
pension,
Probably a wheelchair.
a wheelchair at this point.
Yeah, I never got much sleep last night. I went to bed at like 9 o'clock. Had to get up at like 2:30, take my wife to the airport, walk her all the way to the gate, come home, try to go back to sleep. Didn't work very well, and I got up, so I've been calm.
See, I don't do that. I do. I drive up to the airport. I take out the bag. They get back in the driveway.
Yeah.
So, guys, there's a link. If anyone wants to come in and hang out with us, please feel free to do so. This is open for anybody to come in and hang out with us. Mr. Travis, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, Chris. Non-fam, it's 41 in 2 days. Well, early happy birthday, non-fam.
Yep. Happy birthday. That's a birthday.
I'm about 18 years older than you, non-fam.
You know what this means, don't you? All the birthdays this time of year. You don't know?
Thanks,
Yeah,
Chris.
you're older.
No, it means it was a nice summer. So when they were 8 months before they or 9 months before they were born, it was a nice summer. That's
Yeah, I've got some models from Wicked. I'm printing a transformer right now on the Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon at 0.12 layer height. I've got the base done right here. It's at 80% scale. Yeah, 100% scale wouldn't fit on the Bamboo Labs. And then I got the 2 guns right here, which still have the supports on them. Because he has different options. You can have a gun in one hand, a knife in one hand, a fist. He has different options, so you can change the model up and make it different ways, print different parts.
Matt, one thing I would say to Matt. Matt, since it's your birthday, I want you to do the following. First of all, close your eyes.
No.
No, come on. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Come on. How can I do anything? We're remote. Close your eyes, okay?
I did.
Now, think back 41 years, right? Now, think back 9 months before that and imagine what your parents were doing.
That's messed up.
I can't answer that. You'd have to kick me off the channel.
You're trying to ruin my you know what life.
Sorry?
You're trying to ruin my you know what life.
I used to do that to my buddies. I can now have their birthday, go out, have a beer with them, and I do that to them. and like there was, like, you can see the look in their face change.
I wonder why. I guess you didn't have many friends, hmm?
There are four. Oh, four.
Read Kate's comment there, Liam.
I'm seeing four are bigger. Did you get how many did you send her, Jerry?
8.
All printed from the same file?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
don't know how
four are
they're
bigger?
bigger. I can't imagine her metal honeycomb bed is
Right.
off. That's
Yeah, I
weird.
don't know. Unless the sides of the honeycomb are slightly different from one side to the other, or different
Huh.
widths.
They
So
should have a metal frame on it, though. They should be
yeah,
like
but I'm
same all
wondering
the
if
way
the
around.
metal frame on one side is thicker, is wider than it is on the other side. So it could be wide here and then narrow in the top and bottom, or something like that. I don't know. Hey, Sebastian.
It's
Hey,
odd.
Sebastian. He's a lucky guy. He won again a few times.
What
He
did he
keeps
win?
cheating on the alarm show. He keeps cheating.
Win out. We've accused you of cheating many times there too. Come on. You cannot point the finger at
How many
anybody.
filament rolls you got from alarm? Like 6 or 8?
I
So
won one a long time ago. I don't usually stick around for 2 or 3 hours hoping to win one roll, and there's 100
yeah,
people there. 100 people.
I like loyal, but the streams like he's his streams are long, and all he's doing, and he's just most is him talking about stuff.
You know, compared to other people, that's moderate.
Yeah, like I
He
find
does
it.
a 3 hour. He does a 3 hour max. Maybe 4 hours pushing it. I mean, I saw him do one time, couple of times 6 hour shows, but um, I think there are other people like the dinosaur guy, Danny.
I know Denny.
What's his last name?
Um,
I forgot.
I can't remember.
Paleontologizing. He
Oh,
is, and
paleontologizing.
yeah,
Yeah,
he does sometimes 5 6 hours.
yeah, but he's doing different. He's changing the topic up regularly, and he's talking about different stuff, right?
Well,
Um,
Alam does different. He
well, it's
tells
different.
stories.
Well, it's different. The way I see it is, he's
I
talking
call
about,
it 2 hours
yeah, but
later
he's talking about
stories.
science. He's talking about science. He's talking about engaging and he explains
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's slightly different, but
But
um,
depends what type of entertainment you want at the time, you know? Or he does that type of entertainment, and everybody has their
oh,
own
no more
little
Star Trek.
niche, you know? Like you're unique and he's unique and
Well, 1 second,
everybody.
Kate. If one side or two sides are different than the other two, whatever ones fit, get me the measurements of the ones that don't, and I can resize it. Um, yeah. Oh, you got a planet lineup. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. There's 5 planets in a row. Now, in saying that, Neptune is hard to see because it's far away. It's a tiny little dot. You won't see it. You might see it with binoculars. You'd only see it really properly with a telescope. But there is, yeah, it's cool. There's like we got a clear sky right now outside. The sun is shining. Well, I'm glad they work, Kate. They didn't take long to update. But if there is different sizes, let me know because I'll tweak the size and I'll post because if I'm going to upload them and make them available to others, I need to say which ones fit, and I'll say you need to print these two for the other two sizes because they're slightly they're different. Make sure they fit. So just give me the measurements if there's a variance, and I can adjust, and that means I can print like I'll put two of them in the file, one size, one the other, and they'll print two copies of it to get four of them.
And I got a new modem coming from Amazon tomorrow. It'll be here, so it should take care of my internet problems with me being fuzzy or dropping or lines or whatever. So 100 got on sale for $190.
At the print race, at the print races, you don't need to wait until the end normally. Finish it first. Check out when the print drops. What are you talking about? Print races?
Yeah, he has print races. Alarm.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. I
So
don't
anyone with a bamboo or a voron is going to win.
know. He has like different tiers, categories. So
Or a rat rig.
yeah, different people, of course, with bamboos, they have a higher chance of winning. But I think he's doing their own. He has different categories, like for the
Yeah,
fast people, medium people, and slow people. You know,
I
and
like the marble runs that
Big Jano
Big
does.
Jano.
Jana does. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah,
fun.
Subsector does it once in a while. I've never downloaded it, but
Um, Excuse me. That cough, I've still the remnants of that cough left behind. It's more in the evenings and early mornings. During the day, it's kind of okay. But in the mornings and evenings, like just
It's when you sit down, isn't it?
actually
When you
no,
stop
then I go
moving.
out sitting all day long. Right here, I work right sitting right here. But it's when I lie down is when it starts off, and in the morning when I wake up, it's there because it builds up during the night. Honey, yeah, that's not a but that would help. I think honey's more for a sore throat, but it might help. Honey and
My
lemon
son,
mixture.
my son's wife drives a Kia, like the one that was in the video that was on YouTube. I don't know
Oh,
if
that was
everybody in the
terrible.
chat has seen
That
it.
was terrible to
But
happen.
we got a truck going down the highway, loses a front tire, rolls in front of a Kia. A Kia hits it doing like 70 miles an hour, goes airborne at least 15 feet in the air. The car does, flips over, lands on its roof,
Yeah.
and then as it lands, the tire that the person hit him in the back of the car. It's crazy. And if you guys haven't seen it, check it out on
Oh, it's
YouTube
crazy.
or
Yeah, it actually
Facebook.
lifts off.
That was crazy.
I mean, within a split second, the truck's overtaking the Kia.
Yeah,
The wheel comes off right in front of the truck. The truck hits it and launches. It's
yeah.
amazing. And he come out with minor
Well,
injuries.
that's what they say, but the way the car hit, I'm sure they're hurt.
Well,
So,
well, no, well, he'll be sore, but he landed upside down.
well, I
I'm
don't know if it was a
sure they were wearing her seatbelt.
he or she. I don't know.
I think it was a he had said, and
Oh,
he like wearing a seatbelt saved them because if they didn't have their seatbelt on, they were dead for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like it was crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
is
crazy.
insane.
I didn't see the video yet.
Like
Hey,
that's
Dwayne, how you
probably
doing?
non-fan. Like you said about a Kia is flying so high. Yeah, that's probably the highest a Kia has ever gotten.
I've never seen any car ever go airborne like that,
Oh, I have.
unless
I
they're
saw
going
it in
off a
Germany.
cliff.
No,
Crazy.
I saw it once. Hey, Dwayne, how are you?
Oh
I saw
yeah,
it.
and hey, I'm gonna one other thing. It's a current event. I want to say there's nothing wrong with saying it, but I was watching a police chase in LA a while ago. Somebody stole the highway patrol car. He's going down the road. You can find it on YouTube. Well, the guy's doing 60 miles an hour. Opens the door and he jumps out. The cop car went off road into some bushes. It hit a telephone pole, fell over, and the guy, of course, the minute he hit the ground, his head went wham on the concrete, and then they came up and cuffed him and all
I
that.
hope he was wearing leathers because if he wasn't, he's got no skin left.
That was crazy. I mean, it looked like he plopped right there, but his head went whack.
Right?
And then they blurred the camera on the chopper just in case. But yeah, it was
There's a
crazy.
reason why motorcyclists wear leather because when they come off the bike, the
Road
leather
rash,
stops
yeah,
them.
it'll peel you. Yeah,
Yeah, because like your clothes will be torn apart, leather will survive, and your skin stays on. Otherwise, you wear it down to the bone.
yeah. Wearing a tank top in the summertime on a bike is a great idea until you have a wreck.
Yeah, and then you have got no skin left because
Yeah,
it's
it'll
torn off
peel
of the
you.
concrete. Yeah, it's craziness. Oh, by the way, I know I've said it before, but if anyone's ever wondering about running a large spool on the printer, if you have like I am running a 10 kilo spool on the printer, it runs fine as long as you've got good bearings to support the spool.
Have you
Um,
shared the link since you've been on?
I did, and I'm going to share it again. If anyone wants to
Okay.
join, there's a link again.
All right.
Yeah, they had to do that in case a guy who was dead. You know, if you at that speed, if your head hits concrete, it's going to bounce.
Yeah, when it first happened, the chopper for a split second didn't know what to do. That's why I filmed him open the door, jump out, and then he went bam, and then they filmed the car wrecking, and then they blurred it. Crazy.
You dropped what? Your bike? Is it?
Yeah, years ago, she dropped her bike in Myrtle Beach. Wow.
Okay.
I dropped the Yamaha years ago. I was coming up to an intersection, making a left turn, and there was something in the lane, and I didn't know if it was oil or water. So I braked really quick before I hit it, and I tried to coast through it, which I couldn't. I dumped my bike. I was on top of the bike halfway through the intersection, and then the minute I stopped, of course, I jumped up as fast as I could, picked up the bike, got out of the way so I wouldn't get ran over. And I never got hurt, but it could have been bad.
So HC, I'm still having the problems. They've admitted that it's an issue coming from the belts. They don't have a solution for it. They just say prints faster, which means it's spending less time on each part of the belt. So it's actually it gets less of the warbling.
Ringing.
What I've done with my printing now is I've actually trying to eliminate it. instead of putting the parts on so those walls are flat on the x-axis, I'm actually tilting the parts a little bit. And by tilting it a little bit, now I no longer printing a flat wall. I'm building an angled wall, so it's less of a problem. But I've asked them about changing the idlers because I've noticed the belt goes over some of the smooth idlers, and the teeth going over smooth idlers means it's going to bump as it goes over them. And all of those idlers, wherever the teeth is, they should be tooted idlers with the grooves in it. So I've asked them about sending me. Grandpa can't fix anything. Cool. So I'm thinking that so by turning it, I no longer have a flat wall next to it. It was on X I was seeing the issue, but on X, the tooted idlers are actually, or the tooted belt is actually going over a flat idler, a smooth idler. So I've asked them to either give me the specs so I can buy a set myself, or send me a set of idlers, and I want to switch them out in the printer to see if it makes a difference. So I'm planning to do that at some point, depending on what they send me. I like the printer. Don't get me wrong. I love the printer. I love how fast it can print. I have a problem on the x-axis about the quality of the print, which I've shown you over and over and over again here. Hey, John,
Hey, hey Tripod.
Hey, Tripod.
there's a link if you want to come in, and that goes for anybody else. If you want to come in, the link is there. You're welcome to come join and chat with us. So, um, I I have a feeling they're putting smooth idlers in some areas and they don't realize it. I think that's what's happening. It's a build issue. So that's why I'm asking them for the two of the idlers, or give me the specs so I can go order a set myself. To make sure I want to be sure I get the right ones, because the bore in the center has to be right as well as the two to the outside. So I've asked them, and if they send them to me, and the problem goes away, then we diagnose it, and it's a build quality issue that they have to watch for, and they have to change the way they build to make sure it's done correctly. Yeah,
So far,
I'm
so
glad
good.
you're lucky it's working out for you, Chris. I'm glad you don't have the issues that I'm seeing. But I'm still using it. I'm just being cautious about how I orientate my part because of it. So I'm not putting the part on so the x-axis is straight. I'm actually tilting the part. So now the x is not a straight wall. It's actually an angle when it's moving backwards. It's printing a wall like shape of this rather than straight than like that. And that's helping mitigate the issue. So I've found workarounds, but I'd like to solve it because
Yeah, I should
Um,
get my
oh, you have
P1P
these as
soon.
well, HC on both?
3D Print General.
Well, my
Hmm.
wife's
Um,
P1P.
he's got 16. He's got four AMSs. He
What
can
she
do
gives me
16
for
colors,
Christmas.
and he just printed a really cool little guy. I forget what the name of the character is, but it's about this big. He used 16 colors to print it, and he had 3 boxes of waste. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
He
well,
says, "Well, I'll never do that again."
so HC, do you have a ticket open with them about the issue? You need to raise. They say print faster, as in sport mode, and that's fine for PLA and PETG, probably ABS as well, but you can't print TPU in sport mode. So it depends on what you're printing, right? Or twisting the part a little so you don't have a flat wall, that might help. But I would make sure you have a ticket with them. If people don't report these issues and just accept them, they're not going to know there's a problem out there. The more people that report it, the more they'll see the trend of there being an issue.
Yeah, I will see when I do my lithophanes on it. I mean, I hear other people doing lithophanes, but yet I ask them to show me the lithophane, but they don't show me the lithophane.
Yeah,
So I really
there's
don't know
nothing
what's
trash.
going on. If it's just a hype.
What do you mean? There's nothing with the trash
A
case?
Polymaker mascot. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Yeah, you're right. Polymaker mascot. When you look at the different
Yeah.
colors, it
Oh,
shows
all the
that
waste material. Okay.
yeah.
So HC, um, I would be chasing them on it, um, and I would say the layer lines is probably your pressure advance, and you can tune that. There is some settings you need to do for linear advance and pressure advance to do that to tune it, and they have guides on how to do that. And the second machine I got, I did have layer issues, but I fixed them by doing the um, the K factor for the linear advance minus 0.046, I believe it was. Um, and then but I still have that x x-axis um, wobble effect on the print. But I'm finding ways around it is what I'm doing until we find a solution. But I don't want to. They offered to take it off me and give it back and refund me the money recently, and I said, look, that would be a last resort. I'd rather help you diagnose the issue and find it and solve it, and then you can fix it for all users going forward. And that's why I'm working with them now. And I'm hoping to get the specs or two of the idlers off them, so I can make the change and get it to run smoothly. And I see if that's causing a problem. I have a feeling it might be, because of the lines that are showing up the part are the same width apart as the tooth the teeth are on the belt.
Didn't you say that some of your teeth belt are running over a smooth pulley instead of a
That's
gear?
why I'm talking about the
Yeah,
idlers.
it should be
They're
a smooth.
idlers, not pulleys. Yeah. And so the smooth some of the areas, especially on the x-axis, the belt is moving over. The to the side of the belt is going over a smooth idler. They should be toothed idlers.
Yeah, like on my Hypercube.
Because what's actually happening is as it goes over with the teeth, it's actually the belt is bumping, like going up and down, and that will cause that type of effect.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to. I suggested this to them. They're going to get back to me about either the specs or whatever, and then I can do a switch out and replace
When
it.
I first built my Hypercube, I had some of my idlers wrong, so I had to switch them out because I had them backwards. I had smooth, where I
Yeah.
should have had teeth idlers.
They call them idlers because they're not motored, they're not powered.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So I'm going to change them out at some point once I get the exact specs of theirs, so I can order another stuff from a high name brand. Probably cost you 20-30 bucks, but it'll be worth it if it solves the problem. Show Matt, let me put you full screen. You should put it up there.
Another one finish.
Nice.
You ought to show that thing you've been showing online. What was it? Day of the Dead or whatever? That picture looked really cool.
Day of the Dead. Oh,
That looked really
this
awesome.
The skull one.
Yes, that's the best thing you've ever done since you've been doing any of this.
You think so? I haven't seen that one actually.
Yeah, what he's getting ready to show you is the best thing he's ever done since he's been doing lithos.
I haven't been
In my
online
opinion.
an awful lot.
Hold on, let me.
Well, it's one in the top two anyway.
No, I've been just busy with work.
Hold on, let me switch up my other one. Like,
Yeah, that's in the top two of your very best work. I really think that's awesome. I really, really like
That's
that.
actually really good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's in. I'll give that in the top two. What do you guys think in chat? Hey Sam, how you doing?
I like gloves. What do you mean by I like gloves?
yeah,
Yes.
it doesn't come out really well because it does come out well and it shines up really well, but it doesn't show up on camera.
But you need
right
a more
now.
even light source behind is what you need.
Yeah.
Do you know what you need, Matt? You need a light source. You need the back of it to be white. The very back to be white. And a light source turned at the back so the light reflects off that coming forward. There you go. See, an even light source makes it much better. Come closer.
No, I can't come closer. The light doesn't let me. Oh,
But the
hold on.
colors pop out better when you do that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Here you go. I just have another lamp here. Try it with
You
this
just got
one.
rated from Digital Dragon
Oh, Digital Dragon. Hey, thank you for the raid. Thank you so much.
with
welcome,
5
Raiders.
viewers coming in. Welcome, Raiders.
welcome. Hey, Roy,
Hey,
Nomi,
Roy.
how are you? So, hey, Westerly. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
That's showing off. That's a cool little thing. The color.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 10 on that, Matt. From 1 to 10, I'll give you a 10.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Thanks.
That looks really good.
Yeah, some better pictures.
Thank you for the raid, guys. Thank you so much. So,
Hey,
what's
Wesley.
everybody up to? I'm keeping out of trouble, somewhat, but it's skin of my teeth. I'm keeping out of trouble, but and I have a lot going on that and this week. So like right now, I'm building a presentation because Saturday I'm presenting about a 3D printing for astronomy, for amateur astronomers. I have a meeting on a conference on Saturday that I'll be presenting at.
Nice.
And I have there's a lot going on right now, an awful lot going on. I had to get my background check done today with the in Michigan for doing presentations, public presentations and stuff. So you'll give him a 99.999. Okay, sir, Joe. That's close enough to be a 10. Come on, you can give him the last point zero
Well,
zero.
you can never say 10 because you've never seen everything, but you can go as close as you can get to 10, I guess.
You're printing the armor pistol. You know, I haven't done that yet because I'm still troubleshooting mine. I have designed my own sides, but I just haven't. I just haven't printed it because I'm still troubleshooting. I don't want to encase it.
Yeah.
They're already designed. Working on it. Is it a new laser, John, or is it an existing laser? Come in and join us, John. The link is there. Come join us.
Remember, John, if you don't work on the Death Star laser, I'm not interested. I'm just kidding.
There's Mr. Doomsday over there. Look at him. But so yes. Oh, did everybody see the finished Ori? Did I finish the weekend? Let me bring it in and show it to you. It's in the other room. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it was Sunday. I didn't even know you were streaming until I happened to pop in on YouTube. It's like, oh, there he is. I hung out for a little bit.
Yeah. I've been doing some other printing too. Some regular printing. Made some stuff.
Yeah, 1 second. Oh, you're doing your mushrooms.
Yeah. They're actually yellow and they look like they're green.
It could be it could be the tint. Let me just switch up here, Matt. So there's the Ori that's finished.
Very nice.
And all the gears and everything on it are all. And it moves.
God forbid you ever drop it because it'll instantly become worthless.
Well, you know, here's the nice thing about having lasers. If I break a part, I can glue it back together temporarily.
And yeah, you got to take it apart to put it all back together.
The new one is 50 watt CO2. Oh, nice. So it works. Everything moves. The light. Well, you can't see the light because it needs to be darker. But this does actually glow when you turn the handle. But look at the detail on this. It's really nice. Everything's functions.
Yeah,
and all the
that's
gears move. And they're all ratioed all the way up. So it works great. It's fine. It's a nice little gun. It was a fun project to work on.
You think it can do 10,000 rounds a minute?
I don't know if it survived that. It's not. If it was a Metal Gear one, yeah, there's another Ori out there I'd love to try. It's all brass gears I'd love to try. But it's about $400, $400 or $500. I don't know how.
Wow.
Yeah, John, I had a company contact me a week or two ago, a major company, and they wanted me to review 4 of their laser products: a camera, honeycomb bed, the laser, which is like 30 to a 40 watt, and there was something else. Oh yeah, the rotary. So we chatted back and forth and told them what I'd do for them. And then the next thing they said, well, the first thing we're going to send you is a camera. And I said, well, I can't do the video on the camera for Lightburn if I don't have a laser to put it on. And I said, you need to send me the laser first. He said, oh, well, it's still in development. We don't have it done yet. Well, then why did you even contact me stating that you wanted to send all these things? Because I was waiting on a tracking number. And it's like, what the hell? So that fell through. You know, I'm not going to review a camera for a laser that I don't have yet. And I'm not going to mount it on a different laser because we're talking about that company with their camera, their laser, and Lightburn. So that was a huge waste of my time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's see. So yeah, the wax idea is a cool idea.
And then I thought that was coming in the mail. So in the meantime, I have 2 diode lasers. I have my X Tool 10 watt, and I've got my Otur Laser Master 3. I sold the X Tool to help pay bills because I knew this other one's coming in the mail when that deal fell through. So I need to search out some more companies to get another laser to replace the X Tool, something bigger and better.
So Chris, to make it go supernova, I just have to put it in the fire and it'll just burn itself up, right? Yeah, I do. I get when I'm at events where there's grilling and stuff. Most of the time, I volunteer to do the grilling because I don't mind doing that. So it's all good. Like I do an awful lot with my CO2. I could probably do with a second one. Now I don't know where I'd put the second one. I'd have to find somewhere to set it up. But I do enough that if I had two of them, I could probably put them both to full use.
I'd like to replace my K40 with something bigger and better, but we'll have to wait.
But you have to
Need a
think of
girl.
space as well, Jerry, because if you go bigger, the
I,
space it's going to take up is going to be much more.
I can make room. I can kick my wife out of the master. I got another spare room I can put her in. I can make room. I'll rearrange the garage. I can make room.
So he'll do that while she's away because she's on vacation right now.
I've
So
got two exterior patios that I built on the house. I could actually enclose one of them if I needed to. I took off the roof and made it a pergola where it has slats in it where the rain and sun can shine through. I can roof it and enclose that if I had to.
You know, she's away on vacation right now, so he can say this stuff and get away with it. She's not there to smack him upside the head. And if you're going to do it, you'll have to do it when she's away, because if you do it while she's there, you're going to lose. You know that, right?
So she's probably lurking in chat. I don't know.
Yeah, the 50 watt does go up in weight.
Wow.
I have a 40 watt CO2. The 50 watt would be a little bit beefier. I haven't looked. I haven't looked at that company's that CO2s, but and I don't volunteer. So that's not called volunteering. That's called military style, but being voluntold, Chris. You should know that.
I think the video tripod is talking. I think the laser tripod is talking about looks like. I had the name in my head when I started talking. Now I forgot. Glowforge. I think it looks similar to a Glowforge.
Yeah,
but it's probably better price and a better unit.
So so see that Sergio's going to start a cooking channel. Sergio's cooking channel. That'll be cool. I'll watch that. Be different than watching people doing con with 3D printers and lasers all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Glowforge is the downside of the Glowforge is everything's online. I don't think the model that what John has is online. I think you slice it locally. You send it from a computer to the printer to the laser.
Well, we'll know when he get his video out. So
yeah, but I believe it's all local because they do really big, heavy industrial machines too. That company does.
Ooh, that came out nice. Came out very nice.
Yeah, but other than that, though, so I won't be around on your streams on Saturday at all, Jerry. I'm sorry. I'll be busy presenting because I'm doing that and I'm doing planetarium shows because we're doing it at a local college that I go to regularly.
I'm talking to a company now about a large format resin printer. So we'll wait and see in another email or two if that ends up coming. So
it's not the big one that Matt has, is it?
Matt.
Yeah, Akuma Mods.
Oh no, not that one. That one on Kickstarter, no. I've seen Uncle Jesse's video on that, and I've seen a few people that have reviewed it, and I think that, from my opinion, from what I've seen about the one, looks like a big microwave, but it's a big pile of poop. But anyway, a lot of things don't work on it, doesn't anyway. But we'll see what happens. They work the bugs out of it on the release unit after it gets off Kickstarter.
Yeah, that reminds me, I need to renew my Lightprint license. My Lightprint license is probably expiring soon. So the fact that you can use Lightprint is great. So you're going to be retiring soon?
From your second job?
You're thinking, Sergio, you think you're going to have free time? I know people who've retired and are busier now than they were when they were working.
Well, his company can run itself as long as his people don't call him all day long with problems. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, outside of that, when you're retired, family will think you've got nothing to do all day but to do stuff for them, and you spend all day doing stuff for your family instead of doing stuff for yourself.
When I worked construction for many, many years before I retired, before I got into 3D printing, I was so tired every day when I came home, I probably couldn't have this hobby. It'd have to be on weekends, and then probably only one day a week. Liam, you froze a minute ago.
I did?
Did anybody else see him freeze, or is it my internet that did that? I think he froze for a minute. I was watching Edutech last night, and the whole screen blinked out real quick. I don't know if anybody else seen it, but it looked like his whole screen went black real quick. I've got a new cable modem coming tomorrow. I ordered off Amazon.
I wasn't looking at I didn't watch Jim last night.
Okay. I don't either. I didn't have much time.
He had Uncle Jesse on.
I was working.
Evidently, that's your issue, Jerry. Oh, you're too tired and you get home and yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, you're exhausted and the last thing you want to do is start 3D printing stuff and doing this and doing that. Usually take a shower, hit the couch, and sit there till you have to go to bed.
You be
Quite often.
70?
Oh wow, I didn't know you're that old, dude. You look good for 70.
Hmm?
I'll be 59 in June. My sister, I think, is 71.
If you moved and no family around you. That's one way of doing it. It's not about changing number, but it's for me it's well, I know other people they either get bored because they're not working, or they get inundated. They have lots of family around them. They get lots of work from family to do.
What's
Like
up? You do it? How you doing?
you do it. Hey, how are you?
We weren't talking to you. Well,
So
you weren't.
there's either two extremes. Either people get really busy with family stuff, or they're bored. They're bored. And it's either one or the other is what happens. There's rarely an in between. For me, it's going to be like I don't really want to retire. I'll retire when they say you have to go. They'll be pushing me out the door. Um,
They're pushing you over the edge.
no, that's my wife's job. But the other side for me is even if I do retire, at some point, if I have to retire from a job, I'll have to find something else to do. I would get bored, even though I'm busy with 3D printing and laser and stuff. I need to have a job. I would go crazy if I didn't. Or I get too many hobbies. Yeah. See, I have that problem too because I do CNC, I do lasers.
Hey,
I do,
Liam, I'm retired and I'm never bored. I mean, I got too many things I could be doing, but quite often I start watching Netflix or some series.
see,
and I
that would
work,
annoy me.
but I have enough stuff I could be doing that if you lived here, you'd never be bored. I got too many things you'd be working on.
Well, see, yeah, but like that's true. But I need to have a purpose. Like if I was told tomorrow, like let's say I reach the age of retirement, I've got years ahead of me. Become a guest speaker at what, Kate? At how not to do it right. Like if I was like, what I would do is like if I was turning out tomorrow and I was at the age this that you have to retire, I would say okay, I'd be going around to universities and planetariums and so on and asking for jobs to work for them, um, to do stuff like I do planetarium shows today, right? But I would go out and I would like become a planetarium director or something like that to talk about science. I do stuff right now for NASA, and I do it for the Vatican Observatory, and I do it for local
Nice.
colleges. And if I could get a job doing that, even part time, at least I'd have something to do. I'd need to have that something to do. I sitting around all day, I can't do that. It just annoys me. And even though I'm doing 3D printing and stuff all the time at home, I couldn't do it. If I'd need more than that. Like if I had a business that was doing 3D printing, okay, now I have a job, but I need to have that something. It's just who I am. I can't sit around all day. I don't watch TV. Like I have TV on in the background sometimes when I'm doing work, just to have background noise. Or if there's a NASA launch or a SpaceX launch or a spacewalk or whatever, I'll have it on in the background. So that's something to look at every now and again. I have it running in the background on the TV I have over here in the office. Um,
We
but
haven't seen Kieran in a long time. I haven't been on Maker Deck
Deck all the
recently,
time
but
now. I haven't seen him in a while either, but I believe he's on Maker Deck. He's one of the mods over there.
yeah.
He runs Maker Deck at nighttime. But he's got a good job. Like he's a geologist. You know,
Not real science.
according to Sheldon, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, he's a geologist, so he does a lot of he works for the oil companies. A to Z, look at keeping you young. Yeah, it's hard. I can't be unbusy.
The YouTuber Mandrick or something like that. I can't. I'm getting his name wrong, but he was at Joe Telling's studio a couple days ago, and he done a walk around. Joe Telling showed him everything behind the scenes, what cameras he uses, where everything looks like. Pretty interesting, because it's always interesting to see how other people stream. Because I know what I do, and you know what you do, but it's nice seeing what other people do. So get kind of get ideas for things.
I either sit here or I stand behind the table in the other room. That's what I do. And I do what I am always doing, but I'm either doing it here, chatting, or I'm out there and I'm working
It
on
looks like clear filament, Matt. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Okay.
natural filament. Yeah, nice.
looks very nice.
Sweet. Yeah,
Looks like a ghost mushroom.
the what other projects is anybody working on other than?
Well, I've got 6 liters of resin coming in the mail from a company, 6 big bottles, and I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos on their resin. And
Oh,
I got a bunch of models from Wicked, and I'm right here on the Bamboo Labs, which I'll turn into a video. I'm doing a Optimus Prime, a transformer, so in a
yeah.
0.12 layer height on the Bamboo Labs.
I do all of that today because like I do the school runs and stuff like today because I work out of home, so it's slightly different for me. Um, yeah, he's in the UK. Yeah. So, Jerry, guys, if you have any suggestions, Jerry has bottles of industrial resin coming in. 2 bottles of industrial resin. If you have suggestions for Jerry about what he should print out of the industrial resin, let him know. Ping suggestions either in here or to Jerry.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't want to
he's
print
looking.
models with it. I want to, gears or something. I'm thinking maybe the winder for filament spools or something that a lot of people are printing for the Bamboo Labs re-spool onto reels. I could print all that out of resin. It's engineering resin. I'm getting 2 big bottles, and I'm trying to figure out what can I print. I don't want to print models with it.
Well,
I don't
print
want
them
to.
small
I
so
don't
you
want
can
to print.
test it with a hammer.
Well, if it's real small, yeah, print
Yeah,
some little
well, no,
object.
but do one piece small, drop it a few times, and slap it off the ground in part of your video, and
Yeah,
then the other one is get it, and tap it with a hammer.
and then I can use some of the regular resin, print the same object, and some with the other resin, and try to see the difference. Print the
Yeah,
gears for the filament rewinder. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, Chris. That's the only thing that idea popped into my head. But I'm getting 2 big bottles, so I need to figure. I don't want. I mean, I don't have to use it all, but a lot of it.
but you could if you're doing gears though, you'll have to do them 100% solid,
Oh yeah, I know.
make them strong. So
Yeah,
but the
Why
gears
not
are good.
do Gears War?
the what?
Gears of War. It's a game, a video game, very
Yeah,
popular.
I know what it is. Why not do what with
The
red?
Gears.
Take care,
They
Sarah.
have a
Thank you for
gear
joining.
set.
Oh, a gear set. Okay,
Yeah.
take care.
See ya,
Yeah,
Lefty.
but no, but he wants to show something practical. So whatever gears or whatever else you're going to do one piece, one or two, do 2 pieces of the same, and test them in different ways to show the resiliency of the material.
Yeah, use the standard dark gray resin, the whatever it's called, and then do the other ones in the other resin and compare
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So guys, there's the link again if anyone wants to come in.
Wreck It
Hey
Ralph,
Ralph, how are
come
you?
on.
So there's a link if anyone wants to come join. You're welcome to do so. So I said do 2 of them in case you break one and then you can go off and do another. So drop it many times, slap it off the ground, show the results. Hit it with a rubber mallet first to see if you can break it. Then
Yeah,
go for the actual metal hammer and hit it with a metal hammer and see what it takes to break it. Put it in a vise, do a tensile test by bending it in a vise or something. Check shrinkage. That's a good idea. That's not a bad idea. Do at least one of the gears with PLA and do a comparison on part shrinkage of the resin
yeah.
because some resins do shrink. That's a great idea.
I got an elevator weight. Well, back when I used to work construction, it's a solid piece of steel. It's about a foot long, 6 inches wide, 3 inches thick. It's harder than hell. I mean, it's heavier than hell. It's on a flat surface. You got to get something underneath it and lift it so you can just pick it up. I could always stand that up at the end of the video, set it down, and go wham, because that would actually crush just about anything.
That's funny.
It's extremely heavy.
Yeah, Jerry, read that from Kate. Well, Kate, look on the bright side. At least the dog is snoring and not farting and stinking you out of the room.
It
Yeah, I guess I snore really loud, my wife says.
happens.
What's this? The new one, but not around.
Or my roommate.
Oh yeah, yeah. All new equipment is Bluetooth. Okay. Now, all of my stuff is connected to my home automation system. Um, my thermostats, my and lights and stuff. They're all connected to the home automation system. So it's the only one that's not in the home automation, which was, but I took it off, and I'm going to add it back in again. Is this room?
My modem is across the house, and I've got, I think it's a flat Cat 6 cable. I think it's Cat 6 or Cat 7 that runs down the wall through the living room behind the couch. It's painted the same color as the wall, comes into here, and it plugs into my computer. It comes into a little repeater type box, and it goes into my computer. So I'm hardwired.
It's a bulldog. Okay, yeah, and the slobbering. The bulldogs are known for that as well. You know, they come up and say hi. You have to go change afterwards because they slobbered all over you.
Slime. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
making one 200% bigger. So we'll be around about that size.
we should do joke with Matt and do a police call that's saying he's growing mushrooms in his house.
That's not funny. I might get shot.
You won't get shot. The British police don't carry guns.
Yes, I do.
Only the special branch.
No, most of
Yeah,
them do now.
they do.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Unless you're not a real police officer, like constable, then you don't carry a gun. If you're constable, you don't carry a gun. But every other police officer I've seen, they have like little tasers and everything.
Tasers are different. Tasers not.
Yeah, I still don't want to get shot with a taser.
That'll only immobilize you for.
A taser is okay, but I tasered myself quite often with my brother
Yeah.
together. So
Well, no, in the military, they actually use a taser on you, so you know what it feels like.
yeah,
As part of your training. Because when we go on
nice.
board, we use them, but now when the Irish Navy does a lot of patrolling around the coast, and we do go on board, and they carry live weapons as well as tasers. Now they've added tasers to the mix, which they used to have before. Matt is a mushroom farmer, yeah. But if we say they're magic mushrooms, they are. They're magic out. They're magic out of a printer.
Never tried magic mushrooms when I was younger, so I have no idea what they're like other than what people have told me.
You know, I've never tried any ever anything like that. Um, I don't know. There's probably a small percentage. I wouldn't say it's a high percentage. I'd say I've seen people like they use them on all of us in our training, and I don't think any of the guys did during so I say the percentage is pretty small overall across the population that would. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's that high, Duff. I would say the numbers are pretty small. So what's everybody else working on, guys? Anybody in chat want to come in? First of all, the link is here. You want to come join? It's open. Um, we're only on for less than an hour already. So if you want to come in and kind of show us what you're working on, or talk about some stuff, or ask questions, we're happy to have you come join us. Everybody else is invited to join. We just put up with Matt.
Oh, thank you. I can go if you want.
You know I'm only giving you a hard time because we
It's
like
my
having you.
birthday and I cry if I want to.
Oh, please don't sing. We're doing a dollhouse. Oh, nice. And did you design these yourself? Didn't you? Finished my gaming table over the weekend. It was featured. Oh, nice. I didn't see it. I wasn't. I didn't watch Hot Mix yesterday.
If anybody has any pictures you'd like us to show on screen, email me or Liam, and we can show them.
Oh,
Hey,
Phoebe,
I
you're
have
looking
a
for them.
bad hair day. Look at this.
See, that's why guys wear baseball caps. So we don't have. Well, Jerry never has a bad hair day, but
If I let my hair grow in, it'll be all gray and it'll be all the way around with almost nothing up here. So I figured I'd shave. And actually, I'm glad I did start shaving it. I've got razor stubble right now. I need to shave.
Yeah. Let's see. I have hair, but I keep it under a hat.
And then when my goatee gets long, I have the thing you shave your head with. I put the short clipper on it, or a medium sized one, and I go straight up. But my nose gets in the way, so then I got to take the trimmer on the electric razor and try to shave that down a little bit where the other one won't work. My nose is in the way. If I could pull my nose off, take my nose off, which I can't, I could get it all even.
Um, I'm not sure how to respond to that, Jerry.
Yeah, me not either.
Jerry thinks he's Mr. Potato Head. You can take his nose off.
Yeah.
What did he say? I do something, but I buy. Oh, okay. Jerry and my husband, they have the same barber. Working on designing a big. You know, don't combine them, non-fam. I know you're saying CNC slash 3D printer. Do one or the other. Don't combine them. Really don't.
No.
Like I have some combination systems there, and when you use it for CNC, it gets crappy. It's hard to make clean get it clean enough to be used for a 3D printer. Um, I would say go do one or the other. If you're going to do a CNC, just do a CNC. Combining CNC and laser is okay. Combining a 3D printer and a laser is okay. Combining a CNC, well, CNC is a 3D printer. The kinematics are the same, kinda, but um, it's to do with the mess. I think. I just don't like mixing. I really don't like mixing.
If you live in such a place or a really small apartment or
Oh,
something where you can only have one, well, then you might have to have that type of unit. But if you have the room, of course, you want separate units.
yeah, I know, but it's the dirt of mixing a CNC with anything is including dirt and dust and all this kind of stuff. You don't want that anywhere near a 3D printer. Having a laser combined with a CNC is fine. A laser with a printer is fine. But a CNC with something that cannot be dirty, like a 3D printer, it just clash. And there's people out there who sell combo units, and I'm not really a fan of them. I've used some of them, and I'm not a fan.
I don't like a laser on a 3D printer, definitely.
I don't mind a laser on a 3D printer. You can that I can understand because there's no mess. Or is in the army.
A laser on a 3D printer, you have this little tiny area you can engrave with, and it's dumb.
That depends on the 3D printer. Um, yes, there is mini CNCs out there. You can get a CNC that I can show you. I think I have one outside, or it's in the garage. I'll have to look. You can get a 3015, which is 30 wide and 15 deep. And those you can put on a desk and anywhere. You can run in your garage. They're really small, and you can do full. You can do CNC on that, and they work fine. I have two of them. Comgro have a 3018. Sorry, Comgro has a 3018. Lots of companies out there have 3018s. Um, uh, Sane Smart has them. Um, or Tour
Comgro,
has them.
Comgro, same smart.
Yeah, yeah. So like a lot of people have those mini CNCs out there, and they work
I
fine.
would recommend SameSmart for a company to, but if you're going to buy something real small, they have a nice variety, a huge community. Comgro's 3018 that they came out with, it's like, here, let's sell another product, and there isn't a big community around it. So I'd say buy the same type of unit from SameSmart. It's got a huge community around it, and they got a lot of different variations.
Um, well, I mean, the CNC mill, it's still a CNC because a CNC is numerically controlled. We're giving it X, Y, Z coordinates, so it is a CNC. Um, if you're thinking of a CNC metal mill, hey Mike, how are you?
How you
Hey,
been, buddy?
Mike,
What's
how
going on?
you been doing?
If you want to join us, there's a link. A 3D printer is big. Is Yeah, I would agree. The kinematics on the C and a printer, and the kinematics on a CNC, and the kinematics on the laser, they're all the same. They're all XYZ. The only difference is printer uses E for the extruder, and on a laser, the E would be the equivalent of the spindle speed, and on a CNC machine, the E would be the equivalent of the
Resin printer.
on a laser would be the power of the laser.
A 4K resolution.
They all well, there is variations in the G code though. Um, Anything that runs on Marlin uses different. The G code is slightly different between Marlin and what's the other one used for CNC, Jerry? The firmware for CNC machine. Not Marlin. What's it called?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, why can't I get the name? Someone in chat's going to give me. I can't remember right now. Gerbil. So the command, the G codes in between Gerbil and Marlin are slightly different. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Gerbil, the URBL. So there are differences in the commands. Like the
Oh,
start command and the speed
I
command
did
and the
do
power
something.
commands are different. Oh, Matt laid an egg. I always knew you were a quack.
Easter egg.
Cool. And Easter's around the
So,
corner.
yeah.
But yeah, so there are differences in the command. So if you're using something like a, a laser on a 3D printer, there's a plugin you need to use for there's some plugins you need to do G codes and switches because some of those a lot of the apps that are designed for lasers is not will not issue the G code commands used by Marlin.
Hmm.
I don't wouldn't know. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of interesting that you have to do. There's a Peterson plugin for Inkscape. Inkscape can output for GRBL, but if you want to use a laser using Inkscape to create a toolpath for laser on a printer, 3D printer like running about Marlin, there's a plugin you need to do a substitution of some of the G code commands. So here, he used to live in the US.
Yeah.
He used to
Las
live.
Vegas and Los Angeles.
You can use a laser on. Oh, there you go, Jerry. So
Optimus
yes, you can use
Prime,
a
there's his
laser on
legs
Marlin,
upside down.
Oh, thank you.
but you have to depending on the software you use to create the G code. You have to substitute some of the G codes because most software that does lasers and CNC machines, some of their G codes are different, and you have to substitute them for Marlin G codes. Now, hackers, well, not always, because the fan PWM doesn't often give off enough power, so you want to be careful on that. But you could use if it has separate PWM control, you can do that. I have a couple of lasers here, and I have some machine that are crossover. I'm waiting on your video to show up, Mike. I see you trying to join, but I don't see any audio or video. So you're having audio problems. Oh, okay. I'm going to show this. So this is what Nicholas is doing right now. This is how far he's got with his design. I just got it on my phone, so let me show you.
Oh, nice.
So you got your Z-axis. You got a lot of height there. No, that's good. And I like the height of the Z because it covers a full range of motion. Oh, Marcus. Hey, man. How are you?
Hey, hey.
Hey, Marcus, how you doing?
So,
Thank you for resubscribing.
Mike, I see you trying to join, but you've no video or audio showing up. I can't bring you in until your audio is working. Let me try. I don't think it's going to work. So let's see. Mike, are you
Hello.
there?
Yeah,
Oh, there
I'm
you are.
here.
You've got no video.
Yeah, I got the video off right now.
Oh, So you're right about Marlin about running as the PWM unless it's got a separate PWM port. You can't the fan port can't run a laser like it won't run a 10-watt laser. It won't have enough output. So,
Yeah, but
but
you can use a MOSFET with that.
you'd have to you that means rewiring, yes. But some companies like I think Congro have or I think it's Congro have a laser box that you can add to your printer that actually allows you to draw extra power to run a laser. So there are adapters. There are some people who are doing stuff like a laser box as an add-on, but I just keep them all separate in my case. Well, you could do it instead of doing a chain.
Ball screw.
Well, on a laser, no, because the ball screw moves way slower. The, so unless what's that? It's a 12-inch high. Oh, 50 by 50. That's a nice size. So 12 inches high. Or sorry, the ball screw. Forgive me. Let's go back. Ball screw. The rotational speed of a ball screw is low in comparison. Um, so if you're doing a high power laser, you want the head to move fast. So you don't want to go ball screw on that. Belts are better. Um, for a CNC, a ball screw is better because you have more accurate movement, and you don't need high speed. You need torque. So the screw can push through the material better. So it depends on what you're going to use it for, I guess.
How
Nonsense.
you been? How you been, Mike? Haven't heard from you in a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, just been busy working on the CAD software. We got, draft faces working now, so, you can design stuff for molds.
How's auto drop going? You got a lot of business?
Well, like I said, we're working mostly on the CAD software at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I saw you over at Polymaker 3 4 days ago there.
oh yeah, what's his name?
This is
Nick?
Fane.
Nick.
The zombie hedgehog. That
Yeah,
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's his name?
I don't remember what zombie's name is other than
I
Zombie
can't remember
Hedgehog.
his name. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know his name and I forgot it now.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Non-Pam will know. Non-Pam, what's zombie's name? Non-Pam knows everything.
So, Mike, are you going to be at Murph? in June?
Austin.
The Midwest Rep App?
Yeah.
I have to go and look up and see
Hey, Steven.
see if they still got any tables left.
Rocky
They
Mountain
said-
Rep. Justin said the other day they had 3 left.
Yeah. But no, the Murph said that they have. They said they'll have empty tables there. They're not charging for tables as long as they're not selling anything. So if you get there early, if you get there Thursday, you could probably claim a table, or early Friday morning, you could probably claim a table.
Yeah, I always try to actually pay though for those events, because
Yeah, I understand, but I'm just saying what they say is if you're not selling something, and you're not an official sponsor, like who do sell stuff there, then um, they don't charge. They only charge for like if you're a maker or anything like that, they do not charge for tables for them. Or if you're like a maker community, and you want to come in and set up a table and show off a project or show off a printer you designed or whatever like that, they don't charge for that. They only charge for the sponsors, which are a couple of $100 for the sponsors or more. And if you're going to sell something, they charge you a table because you're making money from out of it. The Southeast,
Earp is in New York, I believe.
yeah,
And then Illinois has Murph. And then the
Murph,
Rocky
Midwest.
Mountain Rep is in Loveland, Colorado within about 3 weeks.
Earth is in it's in Bel Air, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, they have the Fresh Prince of Bel Air contest every year.
Okay.
Um, yeah, they would reason Marcus, they wouldn't let you pay. Yeah, they don't. They don't pay. People who are not selling stuff, they don't. Hey, John.
Hey, tripod.
Wow, that was quick adding me.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, I saw you pop in. So what's
What's
happening?
going on?
Come on, show us your laser.
It's right there. I can't pick it up. So
Come on, you
Why
softy, pick it up.
not? Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's very, very like the Glow Forge. Yeah, but
Someday
it's
we'll have one.
online slicing, which I really like.
That's a
Yeah, so-
Moko,
What
Yeah.
is it?
Moko. I can't pronounce the show sometimes.
Oh, look at that.
That's
Nice.
yeah,
nice.
so kind of interesting the progress, right? So that's a 500 speed, 30% power filled, and that's line, and then that's with air assist. So
The air
Oh
assist
yeah,
one
air
looks
assist
the
makes
best.
a vast difference when you're doing.
I mean, look how crisp that is.
Yeah, air assist is especially the deep, especially if you're not moving fast and you want to cut deep. Air assist is.
I mean,
is
that's not even cutting. I mean, this is just engraving. Look how it just nice and clean.
Yeah, if you cut down your power when you're doing that, you probably get it clean as well without the air
Yeah.
assist.
Yeah, but you want that nice little char so so you could see it.
Yeah, so it's nice. Sometimes it gives
Now
it
I'm feeling.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a problem with the camera. It glitched out on me, so I had to do two of the calibrations.
Oh, the alignments
Yeah.
in Lightroom, Lightroom. Yeah.
Light burn.
It's all said
Nice,
now.
thank
Again,
you.
light burn, but it's
Oh,
all
good.
set now. But yeah, it's the exhaust. It's a 6-inch exhaust on there, so
Yeah, it
the
did
one that I
matter.
had before isn't gonna work. So, and then I'm like, oh great, I have to go on a stool to open the damn window. So, I mean, so,
Well, you could always, yeah, well, you could always get an extra long hose and open up the door behind you.
yeah.
Oh, I made a mistake with my friend. Oh, I have to stop it.
It happens. No, but it looks like a nice machine.
Oh yeah, it's actually really really good. So, all right, believe it or not, I already have to clean the lenses on it because something shot up into the lens.
Oh,
I have to
no.
clean it before it gets. I mean, it's not in a laser pathway. You could tell because it's not affecting the burn, but I want to get it before I turned it off. And I'm like,
What are you
where's
going to
my
use to clean the
isopropyl
lenses?
alcohol? Oh, I don't have it.
I be careful depending on the type of lens. Some IPA are better for like I have a CO2 and Jerry has one.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need acetone to clean those lenses.
I got acetone too. So
Okay.
they did say they do say it on their site to use
IPA.
alcohol. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because the lenses I have in mind, they recommend acetone to clean them.
yeah, because I even have wax and grease remover for auto painting too. So
Yes,
A
that's
little
why
tip. A
the air
little tip.
assist.
When you're cleaning those lenses, because they are first surface mirrors, right? Use a Q-tip and work from the inside out.
He's got a ton of lasers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
He knows that. He's got a lot of lasers.
Well, I'm just saying, I do it like I have first surface mirrors on my telescopes and stuff like that. And if you do stuff in straight lines, you create scratch marks, which scatters the light. When
You
doing
do it.
a wet Q-tip from the center and go slowly, let the IPA evaporate behind you as you move outwards or you spiral outwards. That way,
yeah,
then you're not
and that's
leaving IPA there to dry on the surface. It
yep,
actually-
you do it. That's the Atari patent for the joystick.
Hmm.
So I like doing some unique engravings for my reviews. So
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, so that's like okay, let's see how many people notice. I love doing patents for my laser reviews.
I had Atari, which were in where the town I grew up in. Atari was actually in Ireland was there, um, and actually that later on became Dell's manufacturing facility when Atari left.
Dude, you could have had a Dell.
Yeah, I do have a Dell, but no, it's
Yeah.
kind of yeah. So we actually had Atari. So we actually had one of the early Atari consoles. You know, with the what were what was it? The 2600 or something they were called. with it looked like it was a wooden finish. It looked like it was wood.
That's the
Top-
2600, the VCS.
Yeah. So we had those and the cartridges because Atari was in the city near us, so it was easy to get the parts and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be engraving any food at the end of this video. It's
Not
a
with a
little bit
sealed
more of a
finish.
delicate machine, so if I do some type of food, I have to.
Show
Be
acrylic,
what's that?
show acrylic cutting. Now it stinks.
Oh yeah. They
But show acrylic cutting.
what was nice is that in their sample kit they give
You
you
can
four
cut clear now.
Yeah, they give you 4 sheets of it.
You're not going to put the Virgin Mary onto a piece of toast?
Oh well, I already sold that one for $250,000. You know.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
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 So
It's
yeah, acrylic cutting. Now it does stink though. Acrylic cutting.
Oh, so for this I opened up the garage because it was just the basswood.
Yeah. Well,
And
wood
it
is not
smoked
so
up a
bad.
little bit.
Wood
and-
smells like a campfire, right? If you have the extractor running.
yeah. Even the wife doesn't mind it as much if it's
Yeah.
in the
But
house.
acrylic, oh, it's not. Or if you really.
Oh,
want to-
I know that. So that's also why I stopped was to clean the lens, and I know that the next stuff I try is going to be a little bit more toxic. So
Well, try leather also. It cuts leather
no
nice and
way,
smells.
that stuff reeks.
Oh, it
No.
does. It really.
I have not tried it for that reason.
Go to the army surplus store and get one of the gas masks, and so say we're going to cut leather today and put a gas mask on it.
Yeah.
You know what would smell good is if you went and you did like a sous vide steak and then you put the char marks on it.
I did a steak. I think that was my second laser review.
And you did hot
I
dogs.
engraved a steak.
You did a hot steak, you did hot dogs, you did burgers.
Was it good?
Yeah. Don't do Twinkies though; those are disgusting.
Well,
Oh.
they're all sugar. They'll burn on you. Yeah.
Oh, it was absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Also, was another
Deep-fried
one.
Twinkies. Mmm.
What was another thing that was pretty bad? It was tortilla shells. Cutting those out. Those
Oh, the
didn't
oil
char
would
really good.
probably stink on those. I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were pretty disgusting. The peeps
Yeah.
were horrible too. Yeah, any
many
meats
peeps died?
typically you're gonna be good with it, but anything processed, forget about it.
And anything with oil, anything that with oils, because the oils will burn, and it gets nasty. I did one. I tried on a diode laser. I did what was it called? Balsa. Man, that stuff burns like paper.
Look,
Well, it's basically wood foam.
yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah.
do foam. Yeah.
Paper cuts really well though on laser. I've done. Oh, by the way, if you're ever doing a template for something like the whole multiple parts, foam board is great as a template base, but when you cut it, it smells because you're cutting the foam on the inside.
Yeah, Dollar Tree foam board. Yeah.
It reeks when you cut it, but it's great as for a base. If you want to do, let's say I want to do 20 or 30 parts, do the foam board, and then you can just swap the parts into the spots. It's always correctly aligned. And what I do is I do 2 marks, one in the upper, one on the top, and one in the side. So when I ever take the board out, the foam board, I can always get it back in the exact same spot and tip into place. So everything's properly aligned. That's how I do those sticks. I do 20 of them at a time on a board. And it works really well. 2 passes on the foam board and it's finished. Was ist das?
What?
What's that? Oh, you're doing that in your CO.
No, you should know what that is.
Oh, that's your laser test pattern. For the
Light
camera.
burn camera.
Yeah.
It's the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same as you have on your board where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 because you're aligning. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you see how it wants you to position it, all I did was I angled it, put like a glue stick underneath, angled it, and it was like a perfect angle for it to see it.
Why did you have to angle it? Because the laser was directly above the board.
No, because it's a fisheye lens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Come on now, you're the
So what is
laser
it,
guy.
180? what is it? 150-degree lens or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, it didn't say.
Actually, let's see what my all sky camera is seeing. If
The
there's
only,
any.
yeah, the only thing on with this is you need to use two USBs. One for the camera if you use it, and then operating it.
Is that camera kind of similar to what the Glowforge has? Is that what the
Yeah, yeah. I could show you.
what model is that, by the way? What
That's
what year?
the Quick Cloud Pro. And so it's a they actually been in industrial lasers for decades. So
I want to
this
let me
unit
show
has
this.
internal. What's that?
I want to show. There was no, we had no. A few days ago, we had northern lights. I didn't see them because it was cloudy. All my sky camera image was clouds. But let me show you. Well, there's nothing going on right now. There's supposed to be a chance of aurora later on this at the end of this week. But let me show you this. This is what I captured in the space of one night. So there's some clouds coming in. There's the moon. I don't know why it's pulsing. It's like
Look,
that.
a UFO.
That's it. So you see the stars, the constellations there. There's Orion, and there's Gemini, and there is Leo.
Well, it's just a glitch in the simulation, the pulsing, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. They
A
normally
glitch in the matrix.
So I have to go. I'll probably have to just reboot it. It needs to be rebooted, is my guess. So when the clouds clear out, we get the stars again. So there's Leo over here, um, and then we have the Big Dipper right here. There's a North Star. So like it, yeah. Now it's getting frosty right now here because there's you see it's clear here and it's not here. Ice built up during the night over the dome.
Hey, so you're into the looking at the sky stuff. Is
Uh,
there
yes.
is there a camera that you can use that can see stars during the daytime? Whether
Um,
different like wavelengths or something? Is
no.
there something? No.
No, here's a problem. During the issue about it is the daylight is so bright, it, it's emitting more light than the stars are, so they're wiped out. Um,
Yeah, but it's so like I'm thinking for celestial navigation, automated celestial navigation. Are there any bodies that are up there that you could get a fix on in a location
planets,
using different wavelengths that
no,
would work during the day?
no, but planets you can see during the day,
Yeah, yeah, but they're not gonna. Yeah,
but stars no because our sun's light is way more way by many magnitudes brighter than the light we get from the star.
So why is it in space? I know you told everybody before. When an astronaut films another astronaut out in space, why don't you see stars behind them? Why is it all black?
Well, first of all, most of it's when they're pointing down towards the Earth. Half of it is. The other time is when their aperture is set to look at the astronaut, right? And that because the aperture is set to look at the astronaut, and the astronaut's wearing white, so they're reflecting a lot of light. So the aperture is wide open. Is what is narrow to only allow in so much light. So because they're automatic aperture, right?
well, normally don't they add the stars in post process after they film it on the set?
No. So well, see, here's what we're going to talk about
We're
Apollo,
talking
right?
about space station, not the moon.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Apollo, right? Mike, to go along with what you're saying, here's what happened with Apollo. They were going to fake it, right? And they went through all the processes that they have to do to fake it, and they realized that if we're going to fake it, it's going to be easier just to film it on site. So they actually did it on the moon. So they actually did go to the moon. But anyway, the yeah, so yeah, it's all to do with the amount of aperture. If the aperture is,
I don't have no
if
pictures.
you open the aperture up really
There's
wide,
nothing
like
up here.
if you took a photograph on a
They're in
camera,
your tummy.
if you open the aperture really wide,
Want
like
to hide everybody? Hey.
so the person would actually be totally blown out, then the stars would start appearing.
Oh, hello! Oh, he's got the puppies.
Yeah, the pups. So yeah, it's all about
Hey, Bear.
You focus on one bright. And Bear is sitting there nice and quiet.
Bear and Oreo.
Oh, that's because it's pasta night and they want to lick out the bowl.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Nikita.
Yeah, so it's like Bear's all ready for it,
Oh, looking for this. Oh, yes.
and the Oreo's like, don't forget me.
Yeah, see.
So if you want, yeah, this is. Let me share my screen here.
Sure.
Share screen. Show. Where is my light burn? Window. There it is.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so the camera, when you set it up, it works pretty darn good. But yeah, so you can see all the different times I ran it, and it's pretty darn accurate where I placed it. But yeah, now I have 3 versions of Lightburn.
What 3 versions you have? You have the fiber version, you have the standard version,
And the one for the CO2.
Are those all separate?
Oh, because of the board it's in that. Yeah, I don't have the CO2 version because I run my CO2 off a Raspberry Pi.
I put a Gerbil board in my K40, so it works with Lightburn.
Yeah, I didn't. I left mine as because I run K40 Whisper on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, because I have to do. I bought the DSP license. My God, are you kidding me? How many more flipping Lightburn licenses are there? I'm like, it's a great program, but it's like they get you with the different technologies. Oh yeah, you could hook it up to any laser. Oh wait, you have a CO2. Oh wait, you got a gavel head.
Hey, make a Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to come out with one for a CNC. Like the CNC I reviewed, got a Gerbil board in it. Come on. How difficult will it be?
LA Hobby Guy said sometime this year they were going to have one.
They're working on it.
And he was in a live stream the other day, the guy that Jason from Lightburn, and I asked him about that, and no one read my comment. They ignored the comment.
Actually, I was online when you mentioned it. So actually, I heard you.
Is that a milling machine that you have that you want to hook up?
Yeah, because it's running a Gerbil board. So the only problem is the Z having the motor, the Z on its own axis.
Have you looked at using potentially grid space to do CNC toolpath generation?
I use Fusion. What I use.
Well, you can use Fusion, but grid space is that one's free, and you can test it right in your browser.
Well, Fusion is free as well.
Oh, yeah.
No, Fusion is free as long as you don't.
As long as you don't make any money, it's free.
Yeah.
Well, I use a Universal G Code Sender for mine.
Yeah. That works well.
Well,
1 second, guys.
It works okay, but the toolpath's just it's not the greatest when it generates the tool.
Oh, you broke it. My dog came in to say hi.
What are you using to generate?
Oh, he broke it. Oh no, it got broken. A cat didn't do it.
My dog came in. I can glue it back on, but the dog knocked this. It's all right. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'll be back to you.
You're gonna go kick the dog? What?
No. I'd never do that.
Well, I tried with.
It's gonna be Chinese dinner now.
Easel, that's garbage. It's real. I'm not happy with that. I tried the 30-day trial on Easel.
That's what comes with the X-Carve, right?
Yeah, and it's compatible with other machines, but honestly, it's garbage software. And then I tried.
Very simple, very simple.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing something simple, yeah, honestly, it's not bad. But I tried Carveco. Carveco is another mortgageware. I'm tired of all this
$600.
crap.
Oh yeah, Carveco is very expensive. Yeah.
I'm like, screw that, man. I'm like, so when I was looking, I'm like, why can't I again, I did hear you say it, Jerry, and with Louisiana Hobby Guy, but it should be a really easy thing for Lightburn to just
Well,
make it.
no, well, there's a lot more because if it depends, right? If you're doing just text, so you wanted to plunge down one depth and go around, that's one thing. But on the CNC, when you're milling stuff, you're doing multiple layers and many times.
Well, they already have 2D capabilities with their Galvo.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more than that though, because they're
No, I get it, but I'm just saying is they just need to do one more axis, right?
well, no, they also need to add in multiple paths for different size cutting tools.
I,
Yeah, you gotta get the spindle tool sets in there and everything. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that too.
so because like you're doing when you start off with a CNC, you want to do it, you do a clearing path to mill out all the heavy material first with a larger bit. Then you'll go down to a more smaller bit, or maybe even a V carve bit, a V tool to do the fine detail to mill out. So you'll often do derived paths from one down to the next, right?
you
And
you really should take a look at grid.space. If you go to that website, because
Okay.
it's right there, and they have a whole bunch of pre-configured things, and they do CNC.
oh, that's
Uh,
part of Kirimoto. Well, I used Kirimoto before.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
Hmm.
and they have a CNC toolpath generation thing now.
Yeah. Well, I haven't looked at that, but no, I've used Kirimoto. Kirimoto is good for belt printers. Kirimoto is great for doing the G code for a belt printer.
Well, it was just annoying when you're looking at for the first time. It was my first CNC and review at the same time. That what do you mean? For most of these, I had to use a G code sender. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
We're still there at this point.
Well,
Using
a lot of them have a USB or a micro SD where you can actually run the G code off the
I
SD.
get that too, but then it's like I would prefer it running off the computer and getting my orientation correct out with my whatever I'm using, or material. Um, and the touchscreen isn't too bad on the two trees, but I mean it did work. The spindle is just underpowered. That was about my only real
What is it? A
complaint about it.
500 or 5,000?
No, it's not even 500 watt, so
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's
it's
low.
like a quarter of that power. So it was struggling.
Well, sometimes if in on Gerbil boards, you can go in and you can tell it to that it's higher. And you
Oh,
can
and,
actually
well,
boost
that's
it.
the thing is I couldn't even adjust the speed of it either.
Well, that's a problem. That's
Yeah.
so yeah. So there are settings in GRB in Gerbil. You can actually go into Gerbil console and make
Mhm.
changes there, like the travel speeds and so on. You can adjust those in Gerbil if
Oh
you
yeah,
use
you could do that, but you can't. I couldn't adjust the spindle speeds. It was just basically on or off. I mean, you could do a low on the screen. You could do low or high, but otherwise that's it.
But you in what software are you using to drive a candle?
No,
Universal
G
G
Universal
code
code.
G
sender.
code
G
sender.
code
Yeah.
sender.
Okay,
I tried
so
Candle as well, and it wouldn't do it.
so
So
UGS, I think you can adjust it on the fly, but in
yeah,
Gerbil,
I tried it, and
hmm,
it did not. I tried going low and really high, and it did the same thing.
that's weird.
Well,
Is,
and so
is
actually, what I had to do was turn it on the display because it had no control over the spindle. So whoever did the two trees firmware, it wouldn't allow it to override whatever it was.
Um, Kate, some of us use Lightburn, a lot of us use Inkscape. You could actually you could actually draw it on a piece of paper and then scan that piece of paper in to be your design, you know, and just to them you do
It's
two
called a
you do
trace on, on
yeah
like
you do
if you have
trace
the
and you do
camera.
path you do trace to path, and then you could actually then set one's a cutting path and one's an engraving path, you know, so you
And
could
once
do
you
it.
have
You
the
just put it
camera
on a
set
piece of
up,
paper.
once you have the camera set up for your light burn, you could trace it just like a Glowforge.
Like if I wanted to take a copy of this, right? That's wood, that's plywood, right? Why don't I take a copy of that? Why don't I make another one of those? I'll put it on my scanner, on my like for paper scanner, scan a copy of it, bring the image into Lightburn, trace it, and then I can actually cut it out in Lightburn. That's all you have to do with it. So there's a lot you can do with that. Yeah, Jerry, I was looking at that myself.
This same smart right here, it looks like a mini Onefinity, but the travel speed is extremely slow on it. But you can put a Makita or a DeWalt router on it. You can adapt it, but it moves really slow. And for what was it, Green Day they just had, Leprechaun Day, they had it marked down. They had it like $100 off for a short time. But
Yeah.
I thought about buying one, but I want a Onefinity, but right now they're $4,000. But they put a different Mesa controller on them. They're $4,000, and I don't have $4,000, but I want to get a Onefinity. A big.
You know,
That's got,
Hey, Jerry,
That's
they have a 60/60 version of that as well.
and that's got screws for all the axes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're lead screws. They're not ball screws. The Onefinity
Yeah.
uses ball screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I did, the 2 trees, is a 4060, and it's like it was like what, $540 for it.
But that's belt driven, isn't it?
No, all lead screws.
And what are they? NEMA 17s or NEMA 23s?
The on the dual Ys, they're 17s, and on the Z, or no, and then the X is a 17, and the Z I think is a 23.
Okay, well, it's the X and the Y is where you need the 23s for the torque for digging through the material. You know.
Well, I think it was odd that it had such a big stepper on the Z, but I think that's for plunging. So
Yeah, but normally the weight of the spindle does most of that work.
I was shocked, honestly, when I saw
Yeah.
the bigger stepper on the Z, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
What,
It
hey,
could
what's
be
bad
different
about
type
a
of
CNC
17
is
as well. You know, this could be different type of 17.
what's bad about a CNC, Kate, is a mess. All the sawdust and everything. And
Yeah.
Oh, it went everywhere because there was no dust horn on it, so it was like, and then so you have it's loud as hell, anyways, and then
Oh yeah. CNCs
and
are.
then you're like, oh, I had to run a shop vac on top of that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like running. If you ever heard a skill saw run, it's like running a skill saw or just
Yeah.
a router by itself. The machine don't make noise, but everything else hooked up to it does. The
Well,
router,
the spindles
and,
do make noise. The spindle itself can be noisy, but when it's digging through the material, it
the
makes a racket.
spindle, the router, or the shop vac make all the noise. The actual machine makes no
Yeah.
noise.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the axis movement
it's
does
like
really, yeah.
yeah, it's like why even have silent steppers on it when that thing is just literally crying all night?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
It screams. They're very loud. And
People think
Oh,
of Bamboo Labs as a loud printer. Well, it's not quiet, but it's not that bad. But buy
Oh.
a CNC, then the Bamboo Labs is quiet. Trust me.
it's dead silent in comparison
oh,
to
it
the
was.
CNC machine.
Well,
yeah.
that's why when I opened up in the video, I'm like, oh yeah, the wife is gonna love hearing this in the house. That's
You
what
can
I said at the
actually-
beginning.
I put my garage door. I put foam in my door to help for heating and cooling, like you have yours enclosed. And I don't really hear my CNC, my MP CNC. I got in that enclosure, and when it's running, it's loud in the garage, but when I go out front with the door shut, I can barely hear it running. So
Well,
I could technically run all night if I was out there, and I wouldn't bother my neighbors.
I mean, these shop vacs are not meant to run
They'll
all
burn
that.
out.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem too. It's like you need to have something that's meant to be ran like that. Not your average rigid shop vac is,
No.
20, 30 minutes here and there, but not 10 hours. Like I did one engraving, it took about 10 hours.
I was on a construction site doing cleanup on this one job, and I brought in my own vacuum cleaner because they were short for what we had to do. And I had a brand new Walmart vacuum cleaner. I paid $300 for it. I loved the hell out of it. It burned up in an hour because when it's not designed to be running straight constantly,
Mhm.
the commercial version they were using, which cost $1,000, looked like garbage compared to mine. But it's designed to run hours on end and it won't fail.
Yeah,
Where
their duty cycles is way
your
higher. Yeah.
homeowner stuff is great, but run it on end constantly, then you'll find out.
But that's why what you do is you buy one from Walmart, or not from Walmart, from Harbor Freight. Then it goes wrong. You bring it back to give you a new one. You use it again, it burns out. You bring it back to get a new one.
My boss that was running the job paid me for the vacuum since it fried, and he didn't need to, and I returned it to Walmart and exchanged it. So yeah, I know all the tricks.
Yeah, but You need a proper dust extraction system for CNCs,
Well, yeah, I
especially when
mean,
they're running regularly.
it has to be industrial. I mean, if you're gonna run it for more than 30 minutes, you're gonna just burn up shop vacs left and right.
That's funny, Kate. You're not allowed to go. You're not allowed to go unaccompanied. But I'm the same. I can't walk. Like I can't go to Harbor Freight without coming up with something in my hand. No matter what it is, I have to find something.
Yeah, the wife went to Harbor Freight twice, and
My
she
wife
left
goes
with
over
some
there a lot too.
stuff.
Yeah, my wife goes to Harbor Freight a lot because she gets stuff like for her fish tanks and lighting for her. She grows orchids as well. So she sets up lighting setups for orchids and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I tell the electric company also.
Well, no, they are actual orchids though. There's some beautiful. Some have been flowering recently. Actually, they're really nice. And 'cause yeah, I don't. I generally don't bring a buggy when I go or a trolley when I go to these places because the temptation is too high. For like for most guys, going to somewhere like Harbor Freight or Home Depot or Lowe's or any of those places or Menards, it's like us walking. It's like a candy store for us, right? So, and I generally walk in. I know what I want. I might get one or two extra pieces. Oh, that looks interesting, and I pick up smaller pieces. But I'm very. if I had a trolley, I just go along and scoop stuff off the shelf. That's all I do. It's just scoop, 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 and deal with the consequences later on. So, um, but yeah, I do want to do a larger CNC sometime this year. It's one of my goals.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I actually don't have the space for it.
well, see, I'd hang it on the wall and take it down when I need it, and then put it back on the wall again. I'd set it up on a board so I can actually have it out on a so I can hang it. And when I take it off the wall, I can put it on a surface.
At
Use
one
it.
infinity, you can mount on the wall and leave it that way and engrave that way. I wouldn't want to, but you could.
Yeah, with the ball screw you can because the ball screw you get no slop. There's no play in between the screw and the driving systems because there's ball bearings meshing with the screw. But I'd still like to have one. I can take it down, use it, and then put it back up again. But I do want one.
Oh, the time lapses actually came out pretty nice for this. Shocked.
Oh, for the laser,
Yeah.
does it have the ability to do time lapsing built in?
No, I just set my phone right on top of the glass.
Oh, lay it on top and do a series of images. Oh, nice.
Hold on. Where is it going? There we go.
Is it a time lapse program, or you set it take a picture like every minute or something?
It's built into the phone, so you just do time lapse.
Okay.
But if you don't use your living room, it can turn into a hobby room, right?
You're doing not raster. Yeah, you're doing raster rather than vector there.
Yeah, well, you do raster for images. You do vector only mostly for cutting.
Yeah, but if you have something like that, like a pattern like that, that's mostly line work, you can convert it into vectors.
You can, but the problem is when you're doing vectors, it can be slower and it's harder on the laser to do vectoring because the motion for changing direction is harder on it. So it's actually better to do a raster for like he's doing vector there right now, but it's harder on the laser to do all those directional
Nice, John.
changes. So doing a raster is easier for an image, and then retain the vector for cutting because then it's actually doing an outer edge or it's cutting a shape. It's actually it's easier on the motion system in the laser.
I don't care if it's easier or not. I like
It takes longer.
vectors.
It does
Yeah.
take longer. Well, no, actually, I find
Vectors are quicker.
well,
Always.
Vectors are quicker.
no. I've done a vector. I tried a vector of the Death Star, and it hammered the hell out of the machine, and it took forever. And I did this exact same image as a raster, and it was faster.
That's not possible.
No,
No.
it depends on how many movements it's making. It does.
Uh,
That's not possible. It doesn't make sense. Because
I agree
you're basically scanning like a TV, like an old style TV, across the entire
No,
thing to do
no,
a
that's because you
raster.
got wrong settings. You can actually speed up over white space. It's an option in your Lightburn. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
no,
want, and
but
then zoom
you're
across on the
moving
next one.
but
a
you
heck of a
still,
lot more rather than just drawing the actual lines that you need.
yeah, and that's that. I agree with. I'm sorry, I'm gonna agree with.
Okay,
It's gonna drop
I'm
over
just saying
here. Sorry.
I did them both, and it was actually longer doing the vector than it was raster.
So I've always with every when I do a vector, it seems like it's always faster. So
Well, if you look at the Death Star, the amount of lines in a Death Star, right, and directional changes. So instead of just doing one straight line, it's doing here and it's changing, it's doing all of this, and it's coming back and repeating the process, right?
That's always going to be quicker.
Kate,
It
it
wasn't.
was this Kate. It was
That
just
looks
a
lovely.
test. Just a test of a patent there.
Now that came out really nice though, nice and clean. Was it 30% power? You said something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
was almost went through 3 mil just from that.
Well, they say never go over 50% or something like that on your CO2s anyway.
No, it's not 50.
It's less in most cases, but
It's no. It's you could go higher.
I well they
You can go.
there's
They say that 90% is probably the highest you should go on a CO2.
what cooling system are you using in your CO2?
That has a internal cooling. It
Oh,
has
nice.
antifreeze in it. Yeah, it's antifreeze and a radiator in it.
Oh, okay. Because I use a water cooling system is what I have.
Yeah, it's most people will just use distilled water, a pump, and a bucket, and this uses antifreeze in it. It has its own radiator. It'll be described in the video.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
No,
That's also why it weighs the 100 pounds.
yeah. Well, so what I use is I don't use a bucket. I use I have a 20-gallon bin, plastic bin. So I have lots of liquid in it, lots of water in it. Um, and then I have added to the distilled water. I added the Algix for like
Yeah,
you.
because you don't want algae. I was just going to say that because a lot of people just go with that, and then they wind up getting contaminants because they start getting algae and
Yeah, you get
fungus.
growth in the laser tube. Yeah. So no, I
If you
use Algix in there.
freeze, if
Yeah,
you
this
use-
is all enclosed. You will never have to worry about it until you replace the tube.
That's nice. I like that because, but mine works great because like I can run my laser like a whole like 14 hours, and it would like I drop 2 liters bottles of water frozen into the bucket, and I can run a whole day, and it runs fine. It never gets hot. So so then I'd freeze them again overnight, drop them back in the next morning, and I can run for another whole day without any worries about it. So, but I have my pump running 24/7. I never shut down the water pump.
Oh, I freeze. I'm jumping in late. I was muted and had the speakers turned off. But if you're talking about your K40 and the water,
Yeah.
yeah, I freeze 2-liter bottles. The only hobby guy says don't do it. You get too many impurities in there that can screw up the laser tube. But I use frozen bottles.
Well, see. I don't get the impurities because when I take the bottles out of the freezer, I wipe them down. I clean them off before they go into the water, so I'm not bringing impurities in there.
yeah, distilled water.
And you still have to change the water every now and again anyway. So like I haven't done it in about 8 months, but probably once a year I'll change the water out in my
Hey, Betty Boop, she's in
Hey
chat.
Betty. So
I'll
I'll
just talk
change
to
the
you.
water out of my big bin probably once a year. It's a 20-gallon tank, and I fill it about 3/4 of the way up.
Betty, ask him what he's gonna do with your room.
Oh yeah, he's converting it into a new hobby room, Betty.
Yeah, we're gonna move Brandy into the front room, the spare room. That
We
we're
set a
taking-
tent outside.
No, I didn't say that.
Wow, Jerry's actually screaming for a tent. I thought it was just gonna be a hammock.
Yeah.
In the garage.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
for you, Betty Boop.
3D print help. Dumb dumb. What's going on?
It's nice that this has everything enclosed: the air assist, the cooling, and it's half the price of a Glowforge.
So
Yeah.
how much is this?
It's like $3,000 for the Pro.
Oh yeah, Glowforge are very, very expensive for what they
Well,
are.
yeah, and you know what? You already paid for your tooling and everything. I think if they don't change their marketing and their prices, they're gonna just go under. And
You
then
got to upload everything through the cloud on that one, like Glowforge or no?
no,
Good.
so
It's all local.
you got two options. Well, three options. You got the cloud base, which you can use. You got the local based app of their software. It's like it basically looks like a stripped down version of Lightburn, or you can use Lightburn. So you have three options. And I'm not even going to demo the cloud version because it's automatically a turn off for I think for a lot of people.
But if you're talking about that people have the options,
Oh yeah, I guess
I
mention the
mention
options.
that because the options, like with the Glowforge, you don't have an option. You use your cloud, and if your internet is down, you're done. Or if their services are down, you're done.
Yep.
Or if it goes down during a storm or whatever, if the internet goes down during a storm, you're done, right? Whereas having the local option, you can run off a UPS and you can keep going.
Hey, John, I got an idea for your video. Go to the bank or however you want to do it. Take out brand new $1 bills and have them wrapped and say Glowforge, and then cut it in half and move it half over or whatever, and say here's this one, here's Glowforge, here's how much money we're talking about, and have all that money stacked up there. And then when you get done, take it back, put it back in the bank.
So 3D Print Help, John is talking about his Wiki Cloud desktop CO2 laser that he's working on right now.
Yeah, it's
Actually, you could do a picture. You wouldn't have to have the real money. You could just show pictures on the screen. This one versus this one.
yeah. I mean it comes with the exhaust, that big exhaust down there.
What power is the exhaust? How many was the output?
Oh, I had to check the CFM. It's a lot. It cranks, and it has a 70 millimeter like PC fan in there too, and then you got a controller for the exhaust.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
John's wondering what laser that is we're talking about.
I told him already.
Yeah, the Wiki Cloud.
All right.
So it's the one thing that I just don't like about it is that
module?
Huh?
Did you get the one with the metal tube or did you get the rotary module or what?
No, it's not the metal tube one.
Okay, it's a glass tube. So and does it have the rotary?
Yeah, it came with two rotaries.
Oh, nice. So that's with the rotary. It's $3,200.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, you're talking literally half the price of a Glowforge.
How does the bed raise on it? You have to do
it has a motorized Z for the Z itself.
So the Z
for
goes up and down.
the
or the bed
laser,
goes up?
yeah.
The bed moves.
Has a real small stepper right on top of the lens. You go up and down.
Oh, okay. So
Does it autofocus, or do you have to set it manually?
So that's the thing with this one. I've already messed it up like twice because I forgot to set the focus. So every time it's done with the job, it goes to home and automatically raises the Z back up to remove your material. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you want to go and do another burn, you better remember to bring that Z down because it's basically you're doing a negative. So it's at 17, your height. So you need to take your material and say, okay, now it's at 14. Then you hit the Z down and subtracts it. 14 out of it. And you have to do that every time.
No, do you do it in the home position, or do you bring it back out over your work?
I'm sorry?
Do you bring it out over your work and you get it and refocus it, and then you start the job from there, or you rehome it?
No, you do it right before you start the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, John, have you done a ramp test on it yet?
No, I haven't done a ramp. I don't know if I will have time to do one on.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, even though they have whatever focus settings they have in it, it's never precisely that. So a ramp test will get you the precise amount. So then,
someone already did it on it, and I can always refer to their video. It'll be a nice have in it, but I'm thankful that it's not that big of a setup for it because I got two more lasers coming, and I'm thinking about skipping the build part altogether for now on because the editing just takes forever and it makes the video 20 plus minutes and no one ever watches them. So
by the way, Kate, if you haven't done it yet, I know you do. You get your focus on the laser that you have today, but you should also do a ramp test on even a diode laser, because basically you're cutting a line on a piece of material. That
Oh yeah,
probably,
yeah. Well, yeah, you're gradually going up, but
yeah,
it's for or and down, up, down, whatever. Usually, it's you're
whatever.
going from low to high, and then you're measuring. Seeing the burn
The
lines.
line width. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that gets you the optimal focal distance. So wherever we do a ramp test, and you see where the line is narrowest, there's a cut.
Mhm.
Bring the laser back out and measure the distance, because even though you were
Kitty
told, let's
cat.
say it's 25 millimeters, it may be 26 and maybe 24, and that gets you optimal focusing. So figure out what it is, and then making a template to always get it the right distance, because every laser, the RAM test will be slightly different, even though they're all the
It,
same type of laser.
and 3D print help. Yeah, he saw the guy. It is a pain. That test is a royal pain in the rear to do.
Which the RAM test?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it takes time. That's what I'm saying. It's
Oh,
it's a time consuming test.
but because your Z moves, it's harder. On mine, my Z is fixed, and on
Yeah.
Jerry's, the Z is fixed. So it's easy to draw a line, figure it out, move it over, measure it with the calipers, and you're done. So it's
All
yours
right,
because your
guys. I'll
Z
see you
moves. It's
guys
harder.
later.
Later,
Take care, Matt. Have a good night. Happy birthday.
hey,
Thank you.
Stephen
Oh,
Poole.
happy birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Stephen.
it actually is over now for the past hour and 2 hours. So
Yeah, it's well after midnight for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can still get the Comgrow, that's still a really good laser for the price.
everybody.
If you get the
Still really
combo,
good.
get the 10 watt.
Yeah.
Don't get the 5 watt, get the 10 watt.
Well, it depends if it's in that price, right?
Yeah, but well, okay, I understand, but the 5 watt laser, it's fine if you want to do engraving, and it's okay, but it's slow for cutting. The 10 watt makes a big difference if you want to do any cutting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got that beast for the X Tool 40 watt. That's just ridiculous power. Absolutely ridiculous
I
power.
don't have a 40 watt. Oh, well, I have the CO2 40, so
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, 3D print help.
Yeah.
Dum or John. Whichever
Yeah,
one you want
happy
to-
birthday. I'm gonna take off. I gotta get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so for work.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
have a great night. Thank you for stopping in.
thank you for dropping
Yep.
in, man.
Look forward
Wanted
to
to
seeing your
stop in.
video. And everybody go check out Tripod's Garage on YouTube and Twitch. And please subscribe.
Yeah, we'll
and
see.
follow.
It won't be out this weekend. It'll probably be out next week, and then
All right.
then all these other companies are going to need to fight for a spot for which video is next, because 3 items are coming at the same time. So
Perfect.
yeah, it's like they said they're going to send it at one a certain time, and it gets delayed and delayed, and then it arrives. Oh, when are you going to do the video? I said,
Do you
I said,
know what?
depends on when it arrives.
You know what's his name? 3D printing professor sometimes does when he gets a lot backed up. He'll reach out to somebody, another maker, and
Mhm.
ask them to do it to do the testing for him, and grab a couple of shots, and then he'll put together the review using those shots, or he'll do an interview with them or something like that online. Like I've done it for him once or twice. He sent me a printer and stuff, and I said I built the printer. I did a live for the printer, and I grabbed we did some videos of it printing and stuff like that, and then we did a one-on-one interview. So he does that.
Well, I mean, like one company I didn't hear back. I just didn't feel like we're asking the status, because it's not my job. It's their job to ask or
You're saying that's what
keep
some
me
people
informed,
do.
right? Yeah, it's like
Doesn't that sound dumb though? A company contacts me. It's a reputable company that I've dealt with in the past, and I'm not going to say who they are, but we got 4 things we want to send you to review, and we discussed it back and forth. Then they say, well, we're going to send you the camera first. Can you review the Lightburn camera? I said, what am I going to put it on if you don't send your laser? I got to do the laser first. Oh, well, that's still in production. Well, you didn't say that 3 or 4 emails back. You said you wanted to send them right away. And then later on down the road, they're telling me, oh, no, that's still in pre-production. So
you gotta do it. You can't. Or when they ask, to try to include all the accessories in a video, I'm like, people only have a certain attention span. I mean, it was like when I for the answer, they wanted everything in one. I'm like, man, that's gonna be a long ass video. And then it wasn't easy to assemble. It was just a long assembly process. I mean, they took a lot of cues from X Tool with like their belt tensioning systems and stuff, and their way that their extrusions are made. But I mean, they sent me one. I had a prototype, so it wasn't compatible with their new higher watt module. so it fried the board, and I had to wait for them to send me a new board, and that set their release video behind. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
It varies.
yeah, I mean and it'll be in the video that I had approached. I mean, actually, it doesn't matter because mine was a pre-release. No one had that board but me. So
Most people contact Tripod, and he has to say no because too many people contact him. I'm a real small channel, so 99% of the time I have to reach out, which I usually don't anymore, and I occasionally have companies contact me. But when your channel gets popular and big enough, you have people coming out the woodwork contacting you about things.
but the problem is, Jerry, it's the same stuff, right? Or it's like I had someone send me out they asked, "Oh, do you want to review this, 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 and this?" I'm like, it's over 6 months. I mean, and there's no traction left on it. I'm not going to review it just to have the product. I don't need the product. I mean, it's something that, back in the day when I first started doing them, like, send me something that's 6 months old. I don't care. But now
I've got a bunch of diodes company, and I look them up on YouTube before I answer the email. It's like, well, they came out a year and a half ago. No, that's below what I've done. I need something better than what I've already reviewed. I'm going up. I'm not going backwards. And if you simply want a new infomercial out there because your product isn't selling, that's not me.
Well, that's when it's called a sponsor,
right?
Yeah. That's when you're charging them to do it.
Take care, Betty.
You're not reviewing the product. You're showcasing the product.
Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. You charge them for it, and that's when you have to say sponsored video. And there was a huge thing on Twitter about that, and it was against 3D Print General when he says, no, it's not sponsored. They didn't pay me to make a video. That's a spot. It's someone that's not educated in the space. That it's if you are being paid to do the video, that's a sponsored video.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you can have a sponsored advertisement, like we have Ridge Wallet, PCBWay, earbuds in your video, but that's still not a sponsored video.
Yeah.
So you have basically a commercial in your video. So
they're very different. Yeah.
A lot of people, like we've talked about this before, they go, "Oh, well, you got it free." Well, no, not really, because it takes you X amount of hours to make content to do that. And how much is your time worth an hour?
A lot of work involved.
So, yeah,
and then you got
time.
And then instead, people reach out to you for help, which I try to help as much as I can, but I'm only one person. And then I hold on to the product for 6 months to a year, and then I donate it. So a lot of times, by the time that someone asks me about it, either they don't make it anymore, or I don't have it to even help anymore.
My X-Tool 10 watt, I wound up selling because I thought I had this new one coming in the mail. It didn't, so I wanted to keep 2 backup diodes. Now I only have 1 backup diode. Then that didn't happen. But I sold it within 2 hours of listing it. A man and his wife were running a business, they're starting up a new business, and they wanted an X-Tool D1. So I sold it very quick.
I got rid of 3 open lasers. I still have the longer, the Comgrow, 2 X-Tools, the Otzer, and the Mr. Carve. Those are the open lasers.
What's your favorite?
Right now, it's the X-Tool still. It's just ultra reliable. It's built like a tank. The second one's the Otzer. It's one that's coming up. That one, I got the confirmation they're sending it soon. That one, I think, will give X-Tool a run for its money. I really do. If all the specs and everything is, it's a premium one. So they're definitely going after X-Tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
The longer 5 in the X-Tool. Yeah, I don't have the longers. I already X-Tool. I have the Congrow. I have what's the other guy's names? What's their names, Jerry?
Who?
The other laser company, and they do CNCs as well.
Yeah, 2 Trees.
Or Tour.
Oh yeah, I got the Tour LS3.
Yeah, I got so many emails for the old tours.
They're nice machines.
But they haven't changed. So and they haven't evolved their machines at all. It's still the same look and everything, which is fine, right? But you got companies like Atzer and Xtool just stepping up their game left and right, but I think they're literally putting themselves in a bad situation where they're going too fast.
Yeah.
You're running out of space. So Chris is wondering about more donations. So he's come by for 2 donations so far. I think he's how many printers and 1 laser last time and another printer. Yeah, you got the Kaiwu IDEX from me. And a laser to give to someone else. And what was the other one? It was the Ender 3 Max Neo. And
What about the new one? The Crowley are advertising, but they haven't.
I don't get any Crowley products, so that was from a third party. They don't like me still, so it's fine. They can keep their shit. Sorry for swearing on this, but they could keep it. Oh, I got a Sonic pad. It's still sitting in the box because I got nothing to hook up to. I have absolutely no stock Reality machines.
Oh yeah, not stock anymore. Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't have to be stock as long as you can run a clipper and it'll run. Apparently. No.
No, well, as far as I know, it's still based off of their machine lineup.
Yeah, but you can put in your own printer configs in there, can't you?
I think so, because it's basically a tablet.
So I believe any clipper machine you have a printer config, you can install your own printer config on there. They were only for their machines, but they've opened it up. So they're now you can connect to it like over the internet through a web and upload your own printer config. So they've added that.
Isn't it just a tablet that's running the Clipper?
It runs a Pi. So the Clipper software that's normally running a Pi runs on the tablet. And then
so that it's just a discount Raspberry Pi with a touchscreen, basically.
Kind of, yeah. And then, but you still have to flash the board, right?
When I got it, the hype was, it was given to me by another not like another. It was someone told them to give it to me, which I have no use for it.
Why?
But, just see if you can. Like,
the cat's climbing the window.
What the heck are you doing?
He wants a better view.
Hey, that's pretty good.
There you go. Hang in there, baby. Remember that shirt from 30 years ago?
Hang in there.
He's doing his chin up.
Yeah.
Send it to you.
Don't get stuck.
3D print out. Well, I'll be doing a giveaway when I hit my 20,000. So I got a CR6 SE still new in the box.
Really?
I have that Reality pad. And then I have well, the problem is my current CR6 SE I can't do anything with. Yeah, I had to destroy it if I don't want to use it. Because it's a risk. It's an absolute risk. I'm not going to have anyone, even though it should be working. Ever since it smoked and I fixed it, I haven't done anything with it. So
don't worry.
You're a Chicagoan, ex-Chicagoan.
We won't hold it against you. Don't worry.
Yeah, from the land of rust and corruption.
But, no, it'd be interesting to. I don't have anything like the tab, the Clipper ones.
Well, yeah, because now you have BQ that's doing it as well.
Yes, there's a couple of them out there now.
And then you got the FL Sun. You got 3.
Wasn't there another one that does it? Who was it?
All right.
I think it was one.
I gotta go.
All right, John. Take care.
Have a good night,
I
buddy.
also gotta drive the neighbor to the airport tomorrow morning as well.
Oh.
That's also I have to get up that early.
I took my wife this morning. I got no sleep. Had to have her there at 3:00 this morning.
Yeah.
So then I came home, couldn't fall back asleep, so I stayed awake. So I'm pretty zonked right now.
Oh, I know.
All right. Later,
Take
peeps.
care.
Take care, John.
Later.
Have a good one. So that's cool. Oh, there's a cat. Is that the cat that was doing the chin-ups?
Yeah. I had a whole bunch of cats that decided that they were going to live under my porch and on my porch.
Mm-hmm.
And when it got to be winter time, because the lady next door was feeding them, when it got to be winter time, I found homes for 4 of them. One of them disappeared, and this little guy was the last one left. So when it started to get really freezing below zero a few nights in a row, I was like, I gotta bring him in.
I'm allergic, so I can't have cats in my house.
I haven't had a cat for years because my son's wife is allergic. But anyway, I have one of 2 dogs, unfortunately, that doesn't like cats, and I don't know why. I've had her for 3 years, but whoever had her before me, I don't know what they taught her. But if a cat comes in the yard, it better hurry up and get out, or the dog won't let it leave. So
You're Connecticut, aren't you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm in Connecticut, Northeast.
But yeah, no, I can't. I'm allergic to cats, so I can't have them. And it's my sister used to have cats, and
Well-
they'd come like on command and stuff like that. But I never went near them because I have allergies.
Well, it's always good to have emergency food on hand. You know,
I always say cats are great with some spicy barbecue sauce. Yeah, I say that to my sister-in-law. Like has a cat. I say that to her just to annoy her. I don't have. I don't have. We have some small snakes, like grass snakes here. We don't get anything big here, so I don't worry about that. And we don't really have a rodent issue, so I wouldn't worry about that. Our thing here is, which is mostly actually for dogs, is we have coyotes. So we hear coyotes around here a lot, and because of that, like I got a big dog, so a single coyote will not pick at her. But there's a lot of small dogs in the area that you have to be very careful with because of coyotes. You hear them out there, especially during the summer. There's a nature preserve north of us and one south of us, and when you hear them in summer out there yelping and stuff like that, at nighttime.
there's really only one large predatory land mammal that we need in the United States, and it's not bears.
oh, you're talking about those wild pigs?
No, I'm talking about humans. We're the only predatory large mammal that should be on on the continent. All the rest can go away.
Dogs? Oh.
We don't need no polar bears. They're just, pale grizzlies
Well, then twice the size
and meaner.
and way meaner, but twice as big.
Oh, they're coming off real good, Chris. I'm just kind of picking at them with my hands, my thumb. But they're around the gun, so I got to be careful what I break off.
I'm about an hour from your son. Or is your son's name Liam? Yeah, a lot of people, what they do is some people after cleaning their resin prints, they put them into warm water. They say it makes the supports.
I'm printing a PLA. But yeah, I've had some supports. I've had trouble in resin. I put them under warm water to help get them off.
Me? So where is your son, Kate?
Here's what I use to remove supports, whether it be resin or FDM.
You don't have the little parallel cutters, the little blue handled ones.
Oh yeah, I got them.
Or level cutters?
Those are the best things.
I got
Those.
these two. It all
Yeah.
depends on what I'm getting out.
Okay.
I actually had to get a needle last night because when I was removing supports on this base, there were these little tiny holes on one side where you see a lot of scratch marks, and I couldn't get all the support out of there. So I was trying to use a what do you call it? Diaper pin. What do you call those things? Anyway, like a needle. I was trying to dig it out. So
What part of the Ohio is like Columbus is about 3 hours from me. 3.5 hours maybe for Columbus. I don't know where Weeder is. I'll have to look it up. Let me have a look up. Weeder, Ohio on maps.
Oh, that's pretty nifty.
Let's see. Oh, that's the fair bit down, Kate. It's probably more than that.
somebody asked me on my short on YouTube, how does that work? So I'd explain it to him. You know how it works, right?
Well, it's just a screw, except fancier.
Yeah, these three pieces inside are actually turning. The center piece right here, they're sliding up and down. You just don't notice it. So those three pieces are actually twisting. That's why it's not really going anywhere. Yeah, safety pin. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Weeder, Ohio. I can't find a place called Weeder.
Elvira.
Weeder, Ohio. No, I don't find a Weeder. Is it Weeder? What's the proper name? What? Because I don't, when I search on Google Maps for Weeder, Ohio, it doesn't find anything. No, I don't find it. No weed. I don't understand. No, when I search, I can't find a place called Weeder in Ohio. Columbus is about 3.5, maybe 4 hours drive from me. So I don't know where it is from there, but unless he's just south of the border, which would be much closer, like in Toledo or something like that. Oh, then the place is okay now. And
Oh, I
okay,
thought that said Elvira. That's not Elvira. Okay.
no, so it's L Y.
Elria. Elria. I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that's let me get directions to that.
Oh, MRRF from Ohio, 12 hours. That's a while. I have
Yeah,
to drive
he's
like
about two and
15
a
to
half hours
17.
from me. So
Liam,
yeah,
what's Las Vegas to Loveland, Colorado? How far is that?
Las Vegas.
To Loveland, Colorado.
Well, you're gonna have to go over mountains, right?
What's the name of this? Loveland, Colorado.
Loveland, Colorado. That's where the Rocky Mountain Rep is being held in a couple weeks.
Loveland, Colorado.
I hate mountains and cliffs. I'm afraid of heights. Even though I went skydiving twice, I don't like
That's
heights.
12 and a half hour drive, Jerry.
12, okay. Yeah, 12 and a half hours. That's the same as 13 hours going to Lubbock, Texas. But I've been down there many times with my wife in the past. And people go, how far is it? I said, you drive and you drive and you drive. And when you're sick and tired of driving, you're halfway.
Yeah.
So,
when you
Yeah.
when you get to the place where time forgot, keep going and then you might get there.
yeah, 3D print help. Bamboo's doing good. I've had some problems with some Ziltech filament when I done the pit droid, and I had to crank up the temp on it because some of the filament doesn't like it, and I got to crank up the temp a little bit. But other than that, it's been printing great.
Yeah, so I've done
Yeah.
it. I've done a 26-hour drive from.
As I get older, I drive less and less.
No, I've done a 26 and a half hour drive from here to
Thank you.
Casper, Wyoming in one shot. Stop for gas and food, and that was it.
Yeah, I 3D print help Dum Dum or John. I retaped that intro to that video like 7 or 8 times. I kept calling my Bamboo Labs. I kept calling it the X tool, and then I wasn't happy enough. And my wife says, "You're not exciting enough for your videos." You're like, "Ugh." So I try to be more exciting. So I kept retaping that intro until I got it right, and I finally found one I liked.
Yeah, so it's a 2.5 hour drive for me to get down there, Kate. So it's a bit of a way out. Like it's a 4 hour drive for me to go to Murph. 4.5 hour drive for me.
That's not bad. I think from here to Disneyland from my house is like 5 or 6 hours, something like that.
Oh, Disneyland in LA, right?
Yeah, California, Anaheim.
Yeah, no.
What I don't like, I haven't been to Disneyland in years. What I don't like about Disneyland, I hate waiting in line. I don't want to wait an hour in line for a 3-minute ride. I hate lines.
By road, Kate. Going by water, so it'll be even slower. Even though you're going in a straight line, you don't move as fast on water. Average boat would be 15 knots. That's about 17 miles an hour. So even making your way across the lake is from Brooklyn, New York to Mexico, 43 hours. Wow. Yeah, I haven't done 43 hours. I think Casper, Wyoming was that one. And then when I was in Germany.
You can take me on big screen.
Yeah, sorry, I was just about to do it, Jerry. Casper, Wyoming to. Or no, not Casper. Yeah, no. I drove when I was living in Germany. I drove from Frankfurt to Warsaw. That was about
Share out your link, Liam.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, let me copy the link again. Make sure I have it.
So I got a new toy coming in tomorrow.
Go on.
Ordered up a PC. It's only got 36 cores and 512 gigs of RAM.
So it's a server.
Oh yeah.
A whole day across Texas. Yeah. Yeah. So, what from? That sounds like a nice machine, Mike.
I'm planning on migrating all of the AutoDrop cloud stuff off of DigitalOcean onto this. And
Wow,
hopefully,
California to Florida.
hopefully it'll improve the slicing performance.
Well, yeah, you have more memory to perform tasks.
Oodles of memory.
Yeah. But like some of the stuff that I deal with in work, especially, we're talking about terabytes of memory in some cases.
For a single part?
No, no, no. I'm not talking about slicing. I'm talking about in work. Some of the applications we run.
Oh, yeah. Huge databases because you're crunching large numbers.
Oh, well, it's not only just numbers. It's indexes, and you're running Lucene, and you're running like databases and everything in the back end. So it's a huge amount of storage.
My wife says I vape too much. She says every time I watch you on stream, you're constantly vaping. And we're in the living room last night talking before she left. And she's sitting in a chair, and I'm on the couch. She looked on the end table. She goes, "Your vape pipe isn't there. Where is it? Where'd you leave it?" It was laying right here on my chest. I'm sitting there on the couch, so I was sitting on my chest. It wasn't on the table. It's closer than that. It's on my chest.
Yeah. Here, yeah, you do it. Here's the difference. When you're young, you buy it. When you're older, you rent it. Nuremberg. I've been to Nuremberg. Yeah, I used to live in Germany, so I lived in Frankfurt. Oh, well, not in Frankfurt itself. I lived in Wiesbaden for a couple of years, and then I moved from Wiesbaden to Königstein, and I lived there for a while before I moved overseas to. Well, everywhere's overseas. Before I moved to Asia, and I lived in Asia for Singapore for a couple of years.
What I used to hate about driving, whenever I would go on a trip, is you drive so far and you pass certain vehicles on the highway and you recognize the vehicle, and then you got to pull over to get gas, and you get gas. You're trying to, and usually I'm in a hurry because I know that all those people that I already passed are going to pass me again, and I got to pass them again on the highway.
You think it's competition?
Anyway, anybody that drives, let you know what I'm talking about. You see certain vehicles, and then you pull over because you had to get gas. Then you get back on the highway, and then you got to pass them all over again.
I'm sorry, kid. 18 years in Germany, I couldn't do it. I had the option to go back to Germany when I was finished in Asia. I was finished in Singapore, and I wouldn't do it. They said you can come to the US or you can go back. You can go to Germany, and I said I'm not going back to Germany. I said bring me to the States. My company would move me around a lot, so there's no way I was going to go back. I didn't like it there. Okay, Sergio. But yeah, I did not. Germany was okay. Well, I went from Ireland to Germany, and I lived in Germany, and I traveled all over Europe for work because I was doing network installs. I'm an IT guy, and then I went from there to living in Singapore, and I traveled all over Asia because I'm working over there, doing the same thing. And then they moved me to the US, and I did some of that here, and then I changed jobs. And I did some traveling for that new job as well when I changed jobs. So the company I've moved to, I'm with them now for 11 years, 12 years this year. I did not like Germany. I liked the locale. I didn't like the people because I was near Frankfurt area. They're not friendly.
And you're what, 51 right now?
52.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've traveled a lot in my work. I've traveled an awful lot.
Does your job have any kind of a 401k or a pension plan?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Because I know a lot of people, they work till the day they retire and then they can't because they don't have any kind of a pension or 401k.
But I don't. But I get bored if I retire. I don't want to. I don't want to retire. They'll have to push me out the door. They'll drag me out the door and kicking and screaming.
Does your wife work?
Yes.
Well, if you both retired, then you can do stuff together, spend time with each other.
At some point, yeah, but not yet. Like she's working. She's been working full time, so Um,
I wish my wife worked, but she don't.
no, my wife is a programmer.
She did when I met her, and then all of a sudden that changed fast.
No, my wife is a computer programmer.
Hey, I got to get running,
All right,
but
Mike.
good seeing
we're-
everybody.
Yep.
You have an awesome day, and thank you for coming.
Take
Don't
care,
be a
Mike.
stranger. I'm
Yeah.
always around on Saturdays if you want to pop in on my Hangout on Saturdays.
Yeah, we'll have to go and give away some more filament at some point here.
What? You mean you can if you want. That's not necessary. I just like hanging out with you.
Yeah. You're always welcome to just come in and hang out with us. Me
Yeah.
or Jerry's channel.
Yeah, no, it's been weird lately. Just been nose to the grindstone.
Yeah. Well, I know I've been buried in work for the last couple of weeks. I finally have a bit of a respite before I get back into it again. So,
Mm.
like this week is not as crazy as it has been for the last few weeks. Like even over the weekend, Friday, I worked all day Friday, and then I finished work at 3 a.m. because I was so busy. Worked all day Saturday. I came onto Jerry's stream for an hour or so, and then disappeared again. So I was working till about 11 o'clock at night, and I did it again all day Sunday. And I finally got my stuff done that I needed to get done. And so I taking a bit of a down for now because I know I have to get it. I have a whole pile of stuff to get done, and
Is that because you were sick? You got behind?
kind of part of it is because I was sick, and it slowed me down no end. And I was coming up to a product release, and I normally have a lot of work to do at a product release, and it kind of slowed me down.
If you got to work 7 days a week, I sure hope you're getting paid awfully good money because I couldn't handle
I'm
that.
paid
constant
well
work.
enough. I'm paid well enough to do it. Yeah.
Okay, well, peace out. Bye.
All right. Take care,
Later.
Mike.
Take care. Bye.
Let's see here. Yeah, same here. Got to focus on some. Oh, okay. Well, here. I want to go to Germany just to drive on the autobahn. You know, they say there's no limit on the autobahn, but there's only certain areas of the autobahn there's no limits on the speed. And even then, even though there's no limits, if the police think you're driving stupid, they can pull you over. And no matter what you're driving, they're driving something faster because they're on the autobahn.
Because they probably impounded that other vehicle. It was
Well,
really
no. The police
deal.
get the patrols on the autobahn get really, really, really high end, souped up cars. I mean, these things would put anything you can buy on the road and you can imagine on the road. These things have that and then some. There's very few cars that would outrun the autobahn police. And then and these guys are trained for high speed driving. Right, they go through lots of training for high speed driving. So and around towns and cities, if you're in a populated area where there's towns and cities, they have speed limits because it keeps noise down. Now, and it's only between long stretches out between towns, then you can go and drive. Then you can speed up. But again, if they think that you're driving stupid, like let's say you're driving fast and there's a rain shower, and they think it's you're driving too fast for that, they'll pull you in. Now, when I first went to Germany, I was driving. They had speed limits up, and I was driving along with the speed limits, and there was cars coming up behind me, so I pulled out of their way. Some of these would pass you like you were stopped, right? With their high-end BMWs and all this kind of stuff. Like in the Mainz and the Wiesbaden and Frankfurt and Mainz area, people are driving Ferraris and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of money in that area, and like you might as well have your handbrake on, parked at the side of the road at the speed of some of these guys pass you on dry days, on nice days. I don't mind driving in the autobahn. I actually enjoyed it. Like heading out to work in the morning, you're doing 150 miles an hour or kilometers per hour on the autobahn. That's great, right? To get because I went from Wiesbaden to Mainz in 20 minutes, and that's a lot. That's a fair amount of driving. Um, but there are restrictions. A lot of people just think it's a free for all. It's not, and they will haul you over, and they have no. And Germany is. We must also remember Germany is a socialist country. So in a socialist country, you're guilty until proven innocent, not the other way around. It's not like here. Here you're innocent until proven guilty. So the onus is on the prosecutor to prove you guilty. In there, you have to prove your innocence. It's a very, very different situation. Yeah. Well, you are, well high speed as a police officer, Sergio. Yes, But I don't think you've ever like autobahn driving is very very different than driving in any U.S. road. Even though you do high speed chases here, like the guys who are like they're illegally driving or stolen cars, whatever, right? In comparison to the speed you do in the autobahn, it's not even close. I suppose it kind of is. um, yeah, they have no gumption about using. I thought you were frozen for a second, Jerry. They have no gumption about pressuring you. And like, how would I nicely put it? Um, what was the term? I heard someone use a term for me.
Motion arrays, the quick.
Sorry.
No, that was something I'm going to share. I had it
Oh,
muted.
yeah, no, they had and they have no issue about using encouragement tactics to get you to answer their questions. I suppose
You know that the Kia that went airborne?
yes,
I'm going to share that video if you want to show it.
sure.
Here it is. For everybody watching, I didn't see this. Check
Yeah,
this
this
out.
is
It'll
crazy.
completely
Watch
blow
this,
your
guys.
mind. This really happened a couple days ago. Watch that white truck.
Watch the truck in the right. Wheel come off. Bang!
Unbelievable. Now watch your tire. It'll catch up to the car here in a minute.
Yeah, does. Here, I'm coming to have to hit you twice.
Unbelievable. That was shocking.
On the wheel.
I've
actually-
never
so
seen a car go airborne like that.
I had somebody else look at it, right? The wheel, how the mounting of the wheels was there. It was a coupling where that mounts onto the axle is what popped. Because you can actually at one time when the wheel is coming down, you can actually see the rim, or the inside of the rim where the disc brakes are. You can see that still attached.
Okay, the wheel bearing gave out and I
The
ripped off
wheel
the
bearing
tie rod.
came off, yeah, and if that's what
Yeah.
popped it. It was amazing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the wheel bearings on these new vehicles, you can't pack them anymore. You grease them, they go bad and they go bad. You know, occasionally jack up your vehicle, grab your tire, and see if you got any top to bottom play, not front to rear because you got movement when you're
your
steering
differential
moving,
and
so
stuff.
you go
Yeah,
top to bottom. And if you got any kind of play, your wheel bearings going bad. And most of them you can't repack and re-grease. You just got to replace them.
yeah, because they have all
So-
these rubber shoes over them and stuff
Yeah,
now.
before you go on a long trip, check out your wheels and make sure that something ain't going bad because you don't want to get broke down because your wheel bearing went out. But that was pretty crazy.
Or do regular servicing in your car so that stuff is checked. But yeah, but that was insane. But and the guy apparently the guy got out of it with minor injuries. Like that's amazing. I will have to say the fact that they survived that and
Yeah, I bet he don't buy another Kia.
it wasn't the Kia was the fault. It was the guy who drove the truck.
The car was a Kia.
Yeah, but the guy who drove the truck is at fault.
Well, I know. Not intentional, but yeah.
But the guy who drove the Kia walked away with minimum injuries apparently.
Yeah.
So the guy who bought that truck probably will never drive that truck again, or a truck of that model. You know, it looked like a Ford. It looked like an F-150 or something, didn't it?
I wasn't paying attention after I seen that Kia. It's like I didn't care about the truck.
Yeah, but the guy survived. The Kia tumbled, landed on his roof, flipped over again, and the guy kind of got out of it. So the fact that the Kia did that says a lot about the safety of the Kia. It does. In my mind, that says like it passed its rollover test and then some. You know. But yeah, that was crazy. All right, so yeah, I think we might wrap up a little bit early, Jerry. You know, what do you
All
think?
right. Yeah, I'm extremely tired. I need to go lay down.
Yeah, let me see who's over on Twitch. Like, I can't raid everybody. I can only raid the guys on Twitch. But I don't know how. There's 6 people on Twitch right now.
Britt's on with 12, Subsector 32, Maker Deck,
Where is my raid?
Chris Grillo, Luana, Polymaker 18.
No, we go over to Brit. I like Brit is a good channel.
Okay.
She's changed her name though. It's not Sitler Brit anymore. What's it called again?
Creatrix, CREATRIX _Brit.
CREAT.
IX _Brit.
Why?
You know, the line on the bottom.
Yeah. I know what an underscore is. Come on, man. I work in IT.
CREATRIX. I mean, I don't know if that's the right thing. That's just what I've always called
Yeah,
it.
but that's correct. But the fact that you spelled it out to me, that's funny. Yeah, we'll read over to Brit. She does a lot of making. She does a lot of cosplay stuff and so on. So anyone who's on here from Twitch, we're going to read over to Brit. Say hi to Brit, please. Stick around. I will not be on Saturday, Kate, on Jerry's channel because I have an astronomy conference that I'm presenting at, and on all day Saturday. So if I get home early enough, it finishes there at about 3, but I'm at least an hour or so's drive, and the chances are I won't get out of there till 3. I won't get out of there till about 4:30, so I may not make it home. But anyway, so you don't expect me Saturday. If I turn up, I turn up. But I probably will be on next Tuesday as well. I plan to be on next Tuesday. So let
And
me
I'll be back
anyone who's
Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'll be around for my weekly Maker Hangout, and I won't be tired. I'll be more lively, and I'll be like this and stuff. But anyway,
Jerry will be on the monsters, and he'll be all buzzed
Yeah.
out.
everybody have an awesome night. Thank you, Twitch,
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube. You guys are awesome.
Let me get this raid set up and get it started. And just give me a moment while it gets lining up the viewers to
It
raid
says
over
here-
4, 5, 6 people.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we're going to
pulled it
raid
up.
over, and then we're going to end the stream for everybody else.
Okay, I'll let
Thanks,
you know
guys,
when you
for hanging
jump.
out. Go ahead, Jerry.
Take care, but I'll let you know when you jump. I just open your window.
Oh, okay. Thanks, guys. Speak to you again next week. And if I see it Saturday, I'll see you Saturday if I can make it home on time. Take care. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Take care.
Rating now. And you should see it coming over, Jerry.
It jumped. Yeah, it jumped. I turned it up
Perfect.
so you can hear it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to shut it down here. Thank you again. I'll see you next week.
Take care,
Have a good
everybody.
one, guys. Thanks, Jerry, for hanging out with me.
Take care, Liam. Bye.
Bye.